At Mental4Moto, our mission is to give the unsung heroes of Aussie motocross a voice. From grassroots racing right through to the biggest events in the country, sharing the stories you won't hear anywhere else. If you're interested in the advertising packages that we have available, or just want to show your support, please check out our website, www.mental4moto.com, and we can tailor a package to suit your needs. Now, let's get on with the show.
There were times I was lost, dark had fear, couldn't see through the rain. In the end it was clear, hit the fan. I was more than one man who was there to lend a hand. Together we'd stand, always at my back, my guardian soldier. Team put together, united we conquer. Blessed is he who in the name of charity carry me when I'm weak straight through the valley of darkness. Pitch blackness, the heartless, regardless, fear couldn't part us. Thick and thin, there by my side. At times we collide, but in the end we ride. Thick and thin, there by my side. At times we collide, but in the end we ride. We ride, ride.
Welcome back, Moto fans. The Mental4Moto show is back, and we've got a banger show lined up for you guys. Before we get into it, a big thank you to our partners for this episode: Fastline Suspension, Southeast Pools, Iro Helmets, Ultimate Toy Haulers, and the March sponsor of the Mental4Moto Motocross and Supercross wall calendars, available on the website now, Horsham Motorcycle Club. Okay, we're just a couple of weeks away from round one of the 2026 ProMX Championship, and what a series it's shaping up to be. Joining me in the Moto Asylum to get down and dirty and delve into what we know, as well as any rumours and innuendo, I have two privateer heroes, Zane Mackintosh, and popping his Mental4Moto cherry tonight, Seth Jackson. Welcome to the podcast, boys.
What's going on? Yeah, it's good to be back. It is good to be back in the asylum, I'll tell you what.
It's been a little while between drinks.
Yeah, I know. It feels like my first time again nearly. It's good to be here with Seth first time. So
should be a bit of fun. So what have you boys been up to? I'll start off with you, Zane.
I've just been working. I've been working flat out. I've got a pretty big 2026 planned. I actually won't be racing this ProMX season. I'm fortunate enough to be heading stateside. I'll be going over to the United States for about 3 or 4 months to do some training and really come back and have a big crack at Supercross at the end of the year. So,
what sort of training? Are you going to go for a gymnastics career?
Pretty much. So, going to work on my cartwheels and stuff. Hopefully we keep it wheel side down. But I'm going to a few different facilities over there on the East Coast in Florida, Georgia, South Carolina. So, at the moment, it's looking like we're going to go to do a bit of time at Moto, Sandbox, and MTF. So, the exact plans and dates of when we're over there and stuff still a bit in the air, but yeah, we're definitely going, and I'll definitely be there for about 3 to 4 months of Supercross training.
So you're going over with Connor Adams, and the plan is to train Supercross and then come back here and race the Aussie Supercross Championship? Yeah,
that's the plan. I'll probably come back and do a couple the last rounds of Oz ProMX just because I'll be missing it. But yeah, that's my main goal at the moment is the Australian Supercross Championship.
Knocking back a few factory offers by that stage?
Yeah, exactly. So they'll see how I'm going over there, a few lap times. I might get a fill-in for the end of the rounds. See how these pro circuit guys, if they can keep it on 2 wheels or not.
Oh, we'll never know. What about you, Seth?
I haven't been up to too much, I've been up to a fair bit, can't lie. Been training heaps for trying to get ready for the ProMX. Not on the Triumph anymore this year since they're not running the outdoor team. So I was scouting Facebook Marketplace and we found a pretty good deal on a Yamaha 450. So picked up one of those things. And yeah, barks. I've been loving it so far. Had Fastline do the suspension for me. You're just talking about all the sponsors before. Fastline's one of the sponsors, so I thought I'd bring them up. He's helped me dial that in, just sick already. I've been in probably a few rides on it so far, and just since the very start to now, just night and day difference, and it's made me go so much faster already. So,
what's the biggest difference between the Triumph and the Yami?
Biggest difference? The Triumph is more of like a mellow bike, so some people might even compare it closer to more like a 350. More just off the bottom, so it's got less bottom end compared to like a Yamaha. So in the Yamahas, sometimes you can even run them in third gear in some of the corners, where the Triumph doesn't really have that torque straight off the bottom. But once you do get the Triumph kind of going, it is still really quick. But yeah, I feel like the Yamaha is just one of the more aggressive, like full-powered 450s out of all the brands. So it's definitely got that more bark all the way through. But more power also does mean harder to ride as well.
I had a chance to ride Ty Keen's 250 Triumph at PBI, and I found it was like really linear.
Yeah.
Is the 450 like that?
Yeah, very linear power. I never got I might have rode one of the 250s at one stage, but I don't really remember like kind of how it was. But yeah, it's very linear, smooth, rideable power. Like it's for any type of rider from like kind of like any scale. Like it's a really easy bike to ride, if that makes sense.
That's what I found with the 250. It was unreal. It was heaps of fun.
Yeah.
But it did feel low-ish on the power.
Yeah, I could agree with that for sure.
Yeah, you kind of got to ride it a bit like a 125 and carry that momentum.
Kind of swing off the back of that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep it going.
Abuse the clutch.
Just absolutely abuse that thing. Like tracks like Traralgon where you kind of like high-speed corners and stuff like that. Man, just things just unreal. Just keeping it in the high RPMs and just trying to like carry that momentum. Like stuff like that. It's just sick. I feel like you could go all day because it's like easy to ride. And as long as you're in that power band, it's sweet. But yeah, some of the tighter tracks, or like even on Supercross, did struggle a bit with coming straight out of the corners and just wanted to give it a brout to try and get over some 3-ins and stuff like that.
Yeah. So
Not that I was doing many of them, but some of like the single ones where it's just like a 3, some of them was a bit hard to get over. So
yeah. And before we move on, how was your debut in Supercross last year?
oh, don't get me started. It was a big wake up call. So coming into it, normal amount of practice that people would have is like probably like 5 to 6 weeks after the outdoors. I was planning on kind of getting that, but we weren't too sure on am I going to do it all this and that, getting bikes sorted and this and that. So it was about the 3.5 week mark, I think, before the first round. We'll give it a crack because I really wanted to do it. So I had 5 practice days before the first round. Dude, I came in. I wasn't ready. On the practice track, I felt like good by like the 4th, 5th session. Like hit a few triples, can get it across the whoops, like surviving. Okay, not like I'm sick. Like I can get across it, like surviving. But yeah, like Zane would have watched me in qualifying. Zane can tell you this story about some kids something in qualifying anyway. But yeah, you can tell that story if you want.
So, like, he's had his first few rides, confidence at an all-time high. We've got to Redcliffe, G'd up. Seth's going out for his unseated practice. And I'm like, oh, you know what? I'll watch it. I've just watched the 450 boys. We'll see how he's go. Rolling around. And it was pretty rutted. And you can see he's getting a bit overwhelmed, struggling a bit. These poor, like, 85 kids or whatever were in front of me. I can see them film him. They filmed him, and I watch them write on their Snapchat, what's this kid doing? And showed his mate next to him. And they're sitting there row in front of me. I'm like, oh, no.
It was a rough beginning, 100%. I remember that first qualifying. I was like, okay, yeah, we're just going to set down a hot lap. I've never done a Supercross lap with any intensity yet, or like trying to race anyone or anything. And yeah, obviously I could hardly even do it normally, like properly, and I'm trying to do it fast. So I was just going over things, just front end high, front end low, sideways, clipping things, dunk, just any angle you can imagine. Dude, it wasn't pretty. And I remember, like, some people like think, oh yeah, you kind of just saying this for the sake of it. No, every single time I went through those whoops at Redcliffe, I had 0% control of the motorcycle. Like, I'm not even taking the piss. Like, full on 0%. I came in and I'm just like, I hadn't ever doubled a set of whoops before. So I'm like, okay, I'm not doubling these things. And so I was going to come in to skim, but I wasn't committed because I didn't know how to skim. So I just came in and just hope I got to the other side.
Just had these long legs just swinging off the back.
Dude.
So correct me if I'm wrong though. Don't you have to do like a Supercross license before you?
This is the thing,
but
though.
This is the thing. The Supercross license, all you got to do is hit a triple, which I did. I hit a
Supercross triple and in a rhythm, and he actually looked okay. I'll give him credit. He was getting around my house, and we're like, actually, he's doing all right. Yeah.
But in the first and second session, we can both say that wasn't all right.
Oh no, the first day was a rough day. I remember him coming in and looking at me, and he's like, "Oh, this is gonna be a long soupy season at my house." But you turned it around quick.
Yeah, somewhat. But yeah, the first 2 days was just like, it was not good. I remember first day at Park 4, like, I couldn't even figure out how to do doubles. And then when I would stuff up the double and do a single and try to double again in the rhythm, I just couldn't wrap my head around like how to keep the rhythm going even if I made a mistake. And then, the second day at Zane's house, his soupy triple, which isn't even that big, I was just like, nah, I'm not hitting it. I'm not confident in hitting it yet. I just couldn't hack it.
Yeah.
But I was kind of somewhat like in my head being like, okay, I know I don't have to rush it all at once to do it. But at the same time, it's like, I'm racing in 2 weeks and I have zero confidence hitting this thing. Oh, no. But I did turn that around pretty quickly. But I didn't turn into a pro. I was still very amateur level, just trying to get better. But
I reckon, by the difference between you at Redcliffe compared to Adelaide was like phenomenal. Like you were two different riders.
Yeah.
So that was the impressive thing. I think it wasn't definitely. You at Redcliffe, I would say, it wasn't impressive. It was impressive that you had the guts to be out there.
Yeah.
But by Adelaide, man, like you look like you should be out there.
Yeah.
Even Melbourne, like some of the you were doing a lot of the triples and like the confidence. It was good to see how like, dude, the first day, like I was nearly like going to tell you just to wrap it up. Yeah. But you were like, nah, like I've got this, and like to see you worked hard and you actually turned around a lot. So
thanks, mate.
You're ripping.
I appreciate it. Yeah, at Melbourne, like I felt pretty good. Like I was hitting some of the rhythms, hitting a few triples on the track and whatever. But yeah, Adelaide, I don't think I hit any triples at all.
Adelaide.
Yeah, Adelaide, I wasn't really hacking that, to be fair. But Melbourne was probably my best, just because there was no ruts. I think just more confident actually doing the jumps instead of just getting cross-rutted and stuff like that. That's kind of definitely was my main weak point. But yeah, we'll get there eventually. We'll get there.
2026 is going to be a big year, Subi, for the boys.
Yeah.
So you're going to do Soupy again this year? Is that the plan?
Yeah, that's the plan. I've got an Alpine Star airbag as well to help protect me for that. I just copped that the other week, so yeah.
I have to ask about that. I've been getting lots of questions about them just from vet riders and stuff, and whether they're any good. And I've obviously never worn one. I saw you had a post though. I think the first time you wore it in a race, it went off. Is that right?
Yep, that is right. So yeah, Colac last weekend, so 2 days ago, it was the first time ever wearing it. I set it off in practice, which wasn't great because every time you set it off, you have to buy a new canister for it.
I thought you got 3 goes per canister.
No, so each canister gets 1 go, and they're worth about $150.
Ouch.
Yeah, so every time you set it off is $150, and each airbag you only get 6 uses, or it's the recommended, or you only get 6. It's something around there. But I know it's like the 6 is the amount they say you shouldn't go over, and so once you do the 6 set offs, then you have to replace the whole airbag. But you don't have to get the whole chest protector again. It's just the airbag. But I think that's still a good $500 or maybe more to replace that. So it's not a cheap gig at all. And there's different settings on the airbag to how sensitive it can be when you set it off, which I thought, oh yeah, that'll be sweet, blah, blah, blah. I thought it'd be a bit better because I just had a small tip over in the corner and it went off. And mine was on the MX race setting, which is meant to be the most not sensitive setting. So I guess it's going to be a bit of playing around and a bit of spending money on it. But at the end of the day, if I set it off, I don't know, 10 times, it cost me $1,400 in canisters, $500 in replacing the airbag, say $2,000. But if that saves me from doing my collarbone, that means like I might miss out on $4 or $5,000 from work. I won't be able to race. I'm going to be that much set back from racing. So if you look at it that way, it might actually be worth it if after setting it off 12 times, it saves me once.
Yep.
Even though it's just going to be a hard bullet to bite after spending all that money.
Definitely. I think, look, it's the future, and I think as that technology develops, it's only going to get better. The way that it works, like with the chip and stuff, because I've only seen them on the rack at the shop, like, is it going to be, updatable in terms of the firmware and the computer side of things as well? Yeah,
so as soon as I got it, because it's been sitting on the shelf, so I don't know, maybe it's been an AMX for a month or 2 or something, straight away I could update it to the latest thing that they've done it. And they're going to bring out more and more stuff in the updates, and it's just going to make your thing smarter basically straight away. Obviously to a certain point until they have to change stuff on the inside of it, but it's, you're able to update to the latest stuff, so there's no faulty go-offs and stuff like that. And the weirdest thing I found out about it, the guy AMX was telling me about it, there's no actual impact sensors on it. So if someone were to, this is what I've heard, if someone were to punch you with it, I don't think it would actually go off because there's no impact sensors. It goes off like the gyroscope of like the position that your body's in, and like how close you are to the floor in a certain angle and like all that type of stuff, which I thought was like, that's pretty like futuristic.
Yeah, it'd be the acceleration like from
and the speed,
Well, because you think, imagine if it got set off by like a big bit of roost, like much as it'd be probably nice to sell, but like you'd be fuming if you're just like down a straight and just popped up.
Yeah, I never actually thought of that.
I haven't been in it. Yeah. When it goes off, can you feel it?
Yeah, the only
does it feel weird? Like, could you ride with it going off?
Yeah,
after?
Straight away I got up and went, and as soon as I went riding, it went fine because it's meant to deflate within like 20 seconds or something. It might even be quicker than that because that's kind of like what it felt like. But I felt it like go boom, like kind of like near like my lower to mid back. Like it didn't hurt or anything. Obviously, I just felt it, and you can hear a bit of like a boom. And I remember I was just like, oh, there goes my bank account.
That's hilarious.
That's unreal.
All right. Well, this is a ProMX preview show, so we're going to talk a little bit of ProMX. One last thing I did want to cover, though, before we get into that was some of the Australian riders that are competing overseas and just get your thoughts. You guys have obviously been following Hunter Lawrence and the AMA Supercross. So, what are your thoughts so far? Our boy HJ's got the red plate. I said in a show at the beginning of the year, if he was going to win the championship, it'd be because of his consistency. And that looks like it's the way it's going.
I think you've been on point with that one.
Yeah.
100%.
But what do you think about the championship so far? It's a bloody stacked field, and it's been awesome so far.
It's been unreal. I've been watching it every weekend. It's been sick. And then Tomac's up there. Like, if you said at the start of the year that Tomac's going to have 4 wins, 8 rounds in, I would have just said, no, you're probably lying to me. Like, there's a few times last year, he'd go out and, like, have a sick ride, but it's kind of like more once in a blue moon. Like, I didn't really see that happening more, especially on a KTM. He hasn't been in a steel frame his whole career, or, like, his pro career, or, like, in a very long time. And I just thought, like, I don't really see it happening near the end of his career. He's going to turn this around, but it's possibly the best we've almost ever seen him.
I call that as well. So
Yeah. No, I have to agree. Like, me and Seth, we love a Monday debrief at work. Mate, I feel like we
first 3 hours of the day.
Oh, yeah. Mate, first 6 hours of the day. We'll still be talking about it Tuesday. Nah, we love the debriefs. We're loving it. The series has been packed. I didn't expect Hunter and Tomac to kind of be as such clear the two guys. Like, I kind of knew a couple rounds in, you're kind of going to get a feel for who was going to be the two guys. Like, Kenny's obviously right there, but I thought Webb would have been a little bit more in the mix. I think everyone would have thought Sexton would have been a little bit more on the championship side, but it's sick to see Hunter in a good spot. I personally think he gets the job done. I think he doesn't have another bad race, where I think Tomac's going to have another bad race. I think he will potentially throw it away, or not throw it away, but I don't think he's taken home the title.
You reckon Cooper Webb's going to come home stronger?
Yeah.
I reckon he will, but I don't know if he'll make up that deficit, because I think like 3 rounds in or something like that, don't quote me, it was about like 23 points back. I'm pretty sure right now he's exactly 20 back. So if you think about if his first 3 rounds weren't so behind, he would be points leader right now.
He was 15 points back before the first round at East Coast, before Arlington. Like, after that, because he'd gained, because Tomac had a bad one and this and that, got back up within 15, and then obviously didn't have the greatest Daytona. Not that it was a bad Daytona, but I think if he keeps getting 4ths or 3rds with Hunter and Tomac 1 and 2 consistently, I don't think he's really got that chance to gain.
What about Red Light Gate?
Oh, don't even get me started.
Oh, the red lights. That's a bit how you going.
Give Shimoda his win, okay? Just give him the win.
No.
I love Pierce Brown.
The argument that I didn't understand with the red flag was that they said that because the flashing light wasn't on, that Tomac
doesn't get penalised,
and Webb and Roxon didn't get enough of a chance to see the red cross flag on the up ramp.
Yeah.
But Hunter saw it, and he was the first one there. And, I mean, since when has whether or not you see it been a thing? Like, we've had flaggies that have been 3 metres off the track on the inside waving it, and the rider's, like, never going to see it because they're not looking there. They're looking ahead, and they still get penalised.
I feel like medic flag, you cannot have a grey area.
Yep.
You have to be, and like as shit
it's bad luck. Like,
as shit as it is, you have to lean on the benefit of the medics, the down rider, like that whole situation. And I think you contradict for Shimoda and Tomac from to both be upheld or like that situation. You're just contradicting each other, and it's left riders more confused than it has going forward. Like, so, I definitely think the 450 boys should have been penalised if you're not going to overturn Shimoda's.
Yep.
If you're going to overturn Shimoda's and be like, oh, the medic flag wasn't up, like that was an error on our behalf. Yeah, I don't know now. Now it's like...
It's a real hard one. With the 451, I think that's clear as day. There's even a clear clip. Someone stayed on the jump before.
Yep.
Who was it? Tomac went through. Was it Webb as well?
And Kenny.
They they went through. It was a clear medic flag. But with the 250, even though it's a bit harder, even though it's like, how do I explain it?
There's no clear ruling in the rule book.
Yeah, there's no clear ruling with that. And then even if Pierce like won, it's like, oh, how would you kind of like penalise him for it? Because it's technically, there's no rule for it. Even though everyone's like, oh, well, that's just not really like fair. It's just, that one's a real grey area. It's like, oh, Shimoda definitely should have won that because he shouldn't have had to roll that. But then it's like, okay, well then how would you put Shimoda into the win? Would you penalise Pierce for that?
Yeah, actually, I didn't really think of that from a penalised point of view. But yeah, because you think Tomac and that, you come over that double beforehand. That medic flag is
there.
That's where the check it is. They know if those guys can't go double into the base of a finish and break, like, let's be honest, they're all, like, I get you like, oh,
they 100% can.
Yeah, I know you're like, oh, the forward momentum. They're coming over that double, and it's like, you can see that flag.
Yep.
Like, I know Tomac would have missed it, and then I think the other two were just in it. But, like, unfortunately, I think it was all three of them. It's just like, oh, that sucks.
So, I mean, obviously Honda are feeling like they've got the raw deal on this.
Yeah.
I kind of see it a little bit differently. I actually think it's more a case of, like, the Americans are very patriotic.
Yeah.
And I wonder if they were American riders up the front and, Hunter second and Shimoda second.
Yeah.
That maybe it'd be different.
I don't blame you for saying that. Like, I remember someone talking about it sometime last year, maybe the year before, something to do with like a Jet jumping like crazy jumps on press day where there was like quads and stuff like that, and Jet was kind of really the only guy that was doing it, and then they'd kind of get rid of it.
Yep.
And people were saying, oh, maybe they're only getting rid of it because it's the only advantage for Jet, and Jet was the only guy doing it, and we want the Americans to win and this and that.
If Deegan was the only guy doing it, I can guarantee they wouldn't get rid of it.
Well, so
just like the Ironman jump, that was there all day, wasn't it? But I think the year after they changed it, didn't they?
Yeah, and then they were still doing it anyway.
Yeah.
But then it wasn't just Deegs doing it.
Yeah.
It was heaps of people, so then they just left it.
But when it was Deegs only doing it that year, they left it that whole time.
Well, it's like A1 last year, like what you're saying, where they're going the 3 quad, and then Jet went 5 into the turn off a tape.
Dude, that was
singles.
Nuts.
And it was huge, and he was the only rider doing it. He did it twice, and then they rock up on a race day, and they got rid of the last single, so everyone was just going 4 into the turn.
All right, while we're on America, we've got one more Australian over there, Luke Clout. He's racing for PRMX. What's going on?
I don't know. Sadly,
he's your teammate, mate. He's on
camera.
Yeah, I know. You should know the ins and outs.
Right, mate. Once I get there, give me 2 weeks. I'll ring you back, Pete. I'll have all the inside goss. Yeah, but for right now, I think honestly, Arlington was a good show, good pace. Obviously, I think he faded a bit in those late motos. I think that race intensity is hard to pick up on.
Slightly longer mains, and he's on a 250.
Yeah, I think he's probably working the bike more. You can't, it's taken a lot of energy for him to push as hard and run those pace. I think as well, bike time. He was there for a week.
Yeah.
For the first round.
He's still riding Moto here with Wilson Todd a week before he went.
I know, so I think that's a big one. I think we give him another 3 weeks. I think we're like, all right, this is Luke Clout we're kind of expecting. But is it true that maybe just those young American guys are just that fast? Not saying that, is the gap getting bigger than what we think, or do we think that he is genuinely gone over then ridden slower?
I don't think so. I think if, you look at the Australian Supercross, if you put Luke Clout in the 250 class, I think he is going to be top 3, if not winning races.
Yeah.
And, some of those American boys like Lux Turner, he goes right over there.
Yeah.
He's raced against guys like Cody Schock.
Yeah.
And he's at that speed, and they're well ahead of him over in the US. So I don't know how you could sort of go, he's a 15th place guy. I had the same opinion as you. I would have solidly expected him to be 5th to 8th every day of the week. Maybe have a bad round.
Yeah, you can have 11th here or, crash and you get to 14th. But I think Daytona genuinely looked like he struggled. But
he was moving forward pretty quick.
Yeah, and then he'd crash,
tip over and then drop back down. And it was full yo-yo.
Yeah, standard Luke Clout. Yeah. So
I do see him being a bit better. I feel like he just needs to just piece it all together. Because I reckon if he was on a 250 here in Australia and he was racing Lux, I reckon those guys could go bar to bar all day.
Well, if only we had a healthy Connolly who would have gave us another variable to piece it all together.
That's true. Yeah.
Man, I nearly cried when I seen that post. That guy looked that good over at MTF.
Yeah, dude, I saw him hitting some decent rhythms.
So flowy and smooth.
Training with Craig and that, and like watching him hit the whoops, and like big Connolly fan. Like he's been like I've hung out with him a few times and that over here obviously, and just one of those sick dudes that is just like a good dude off the bike and is just sick as style. And I actually wanted him to do so well over there. So bit of a bummer to see him out, but I think him, like I would have said him and Cloudy easy. That 5 to 8th, like, you know what I mean? I feel like Connolly's ceiling's maybe a little bit higher because he's a younger, like, could have got there and everything pieced together and he found an extra second or two. But, yeah, no, I think he...
So does he stay over there?
Yeah, I think he's multi-year quad lock contract. That's the last I heard. He's obviously... I seen he was still walking around, so I think it's...
He's got a full body brace, apparently.
Yeah, so hopefully he heals up pretty quick. It's obviously his soupy season done. Does he come back from Oz soupy? Or does he just get, like, I don't know.
That's a good question.
Quad lock aren't... Well, I mean, they ran the whole ProMX season last year. Or does he just go to AMA Outdoors? Like, I don't know where he wants to stack.
Is that running at the same time, though?
Yeah. All like their outdoor season finishes just before our super season starts.
Yeah, that could be a tough one. Or maybe if they just send Connolly to some WSX rounds or something.
Who knows?
I reckon.
Well, because I feel like Supercross...
Good practice for the 2027 season.
Yeah.
I feel like they wouldn't have Connolly skipping the outdoors, though. I feel like that's kind of like his specialty. Like, you just see him at some of the ProMX rounds and you're just like, this kid's on another level.
Yeah, true that, actually.
All right, well, we're 25 minutes in, and we haven't even touched ProMX yet. So we're going to split this into 2 shows. For this show, we're going to talk about the factory teams and factory riders, and then we're going to have show 2 where we talk about the privateers and the satellite teams.
The Warriors.
Yep. Before we get onto
the men,
before we get onto the men and the riders, the actual schedule this year. So we go from Victoria, opener at Wonthaggi, to the ACT, South Australia, Queensland, back to New South Wales, back to Victoria, and then finishing up the last 2 rounds in Queensland. So we've got 8 rounds over 5.5 months.
Yeah.
I was really curious. You've both done the series before. Zane, assuming, you're not racing it this year, but assuming you were, what is your thoughts of the schedule?
I think the staggered between going up and down the East Coast is going to be better for our keeping the fields fuller for longer, because we normally start down the bottom, we work our way up north, and by round 4, the guys that aren't in the championship from Vic and that aren't making the trip up to Queensland, or the guys from Queensland, the priorities, aren't making the trek all the way to Adelaide. I feel like now, because it's kind of that staggered, doesn't feel too bad. Like, I feel like you're kind of a little bit more inclined to be like, oh, you know what I mean? It's the 4th round, we're going to Queensland.
And then you get another one local later on.
You know what I mean? Like, it kind of comes back to you. I feel like it's not that slog of you where like, oh, sweet, the next 3 ProMX rounds I got to drive 60 hours and it's going to cost me $5,000. Like, you know what I mean? Like, So I think for that side, it's actually going to be better. Long season though, 5.5. Oh no, it's about the same as last year.
Yeah, it's about the same. Yeah.
Yeah. So
the only difference this year is the rounds are actually scheduled a little bit more consistently. So we've got like a 2 to 3 week break between most rounds. There's not like a few closer together and then a big gap.
Yeah. Which I think's better. I think the consistent 2 to 3 weeks.
I like it. Yeah.
100%. I know some people do complain about it being 5.5 months apart. I remember Luke Clout saying something about it in some press conference, saying how he's a professional practicer down here because obviously he spends half the year only doing 8 races.
Yeah.
Which that does completely make sense. And yeah, if I was like a factory guy too, I'd be like, yeah, why not? Let's just go send it out every weekend. Let's go race. Let's go make money. Let's go bake bonuses. But a lot of the guys in Australia, the realistic thing is, like, if you're kind of like outside that top 10 or even some guys inside of it, they're really just not making a lot of money and they can't trek across this whole country weekend after weekend. Like, these guys don't make enough during the week. Like, they're trying to save up a few weeks in a row just to even hike it to that event for the national. So even like for guys like them, I completely understand how that's like not ideal. That's why he's moving on to America and stuff like that. But for some of the privateers, which is mostly grid down here, just like it's just not realistic if we were to have it in a shorter time frame, I feel like.
Well, the 3-week gap for me is enough that I can comfortably know that I'll have enough money again to make it to the next round.
Yeah.
Like, that's how I look at it. I'm
So
like,
it's like
okay.
living day to day, living round to round.
Yeah. It's like, okay, cool. Splurge. I got steak and rice for 2 nights before I race. Cool race, ProMX. Cool 3 weeks of noodles. But no, but really, like.
So you're on the European Jet Lawrence diet, is
Yeah, pretty much. Just, Seth, man. I smashed some ham cheese toasties at work on the house.
Maybe even upgrade to Migrag.
Yeah. But
is it hard to stay fit for that long?
I don't know if I got fit at all. So no. In all seriousness, I feel like it is because like it's a constant slot. Like I don't know if it's much different for the pro guys, but I feel like it takes 4 or 5 weeks for the year. Even once, like I can be as pre-season fit as I think I am. It takes till like the 3rd round of racing for me to actually get race fit.
Yeah.
So by the time end of season comes around, I finally hit me mojo. I'm like, oh, sweet.
Yeah.
And then it's all over. Like, so, you know, if we had to increase races, I don't know if that helps.
When we're just not racing guys all during the week, like the Beatons guys and stuff like that are, they already kind of know what that race pace is, and that fitness is this. You can't really just gain that fitness just riding by yourself because you're just pushing just on that edge trying to catch that guy in front of you. I feel like that's just the edge that they have on us in fitness because, yeah, they just practice that 3-4 times a week.
Yeah.
And the hardest thing with keeping the fitness, it's not really the fit. Once you kind of have the fitness, it's kind of not too hard to kind of keep it. It's about whether you get injured or not.
Yeah.
And then if you can keep that while injured, like for instance, 2024, I did something to my meniscus. I didn't know the extent of it, didn't really get it checked out, but I had knee issues for about 5 or 6 months. I remember 4 weeks after hurting it, I couldn't even stand up from the couch without my hands. And I remember I was sitting at Gilman trying to get out of the camp chair to go do a race, and I'm just like, dude, I can't even get out of this thing without my hands. How am I going to go do a moto? How am I going to go stand up? But I don't know. Once you get spinning, just somehow it's a miracle. But yeah, trying to stay healthy, that's the hardest part over the 5.5 months for sure.
Yeah,
you would know that. How many weeks did you have off last year?
I had, you know what I mean? I feel like every year, like if we're racing, you're on the bike for 10 months of the year easily. I come back from a shoulder reco, missed the first few rounds, finally got going, broke my back at work, missed another 8 weeks. Like, I think I missed like that much time off. And then every time I feel like I got good, another injury, like I feel like so. But then it's like if you compress the season, I just missed the whole season or like, I don't know.
I just think about it like you look at any other event-based sport, so where, you know, there's sporadic events that are, you know, like your Grand Slams basically, which is effectively what you guys are doing.
Yeah.
At most sports, you train, you keep up a base level fitness, and then you're trying to peak for the event. And I feel for you guys, like you almost have to be at your peak. You have to maintain that edge for 5.5 months, which I don't know if it's physically possible. And certainly psychologically, that's got to be difficult to turn up on race day and have that animosity and, you know, that aggression that you got to have.
Mentally, it's hard as, and it's especially like over 5.5 months, especially you're training heaps and whatever, and you're on that edge of being as fit as you can. Within that 5.5 months, you're bound to get sick, just because, especially as athletes, if you're pushing your body that harder, you're kind of more immune to getting sick as well. And dude, say you get a decent sickness for like a week or two, and you actually try to recover from that, trying to bounce back from that in itself is almost sets you back a few more weeks. And then you're going into this next race, and you're like, oh, I'm not at my peak anymore because I got sick of this, and I'm trying to work it back up. But I don't want to work too hard because I don't want to be sore for this weekend. So then that writes off this week, and oh my God, does your head. And it's just you never know, like, oh, should I be pushing more? Should I be pushing less? I need to get more fitness, but I also want to prepare for this race. And it's really hard to get going again once you're already in the season.
Yeah. And then, like, you throw in, like, if you have a bad weekend, like you just say you've gotten sick, trekked up to Queensland, trekked home. I've driven 48.
The travel's a killer.
I've driven 45 hours with Leroy in 4 days. Got home, you pull up, like, we've sent it home, got home, you know, Monday night. Then your alarm goes off Tuesday morning and you're like, oh, roll into work. Seth's called in sick. He's too tired.
Nah, you're more of a man than me. If I have a big like weekend at ProMX or something like that, I would just tell Paul, I'm just like, hey, I'm not coming in. I'm not coming in.
Yeah.
And he's like, yep, fair enough. this guy would just check in anyway. I'm just like, nah, not having it.
Yeah, you've got the extra challenge, as you just said.
Yeah.
Traveling 45 hours is one thing. Traveling 45 hours with Leroy.
Yeah, that's
He keeps you on edge.
yeah, it's a whole different kettle of fish, that one.
Yeah. All right, let's have a look at some of the changes that we've got this year for ProMX compared to last year. So, big one, which we sort of already touched on, no Triumph.
Yeah.
That's a big, I think, loss to the series.
It's
going to be, they're going to be conspicuously absent from pit lane as well.
Yeah. But I think it's a big showcase to see, like, if people think even the factory teams, like, as much as they were factory supported and no one will really know the full aspects of the behind the scenes and that, like, what are these satellite
including
teams?
including the guy that was pitted under their tent.
Yeah.
No.
Sorry, I zoned out for a second. We're talking about ProMX here,
Yeah,
and
yes.
winners. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Triumph.
Yeah. I zoned out for a second. On my own world. No, because Zane was talking, I was like, is this guy talking about in the US or ProMX at the moment?
Nah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like with Triumph and that, but it just shows the financial strain for even the big teams. Like, it's not just
100%.
us little guys that are struggling. We've also seen the loss of Rising. Like, I think it's really an eye-opener to the sport of, like, it is so hard for so many people. Like, I think it helps highlight for some of the property guys that are like, oh, but they have it so easy. I think, like, everyone is struggling. Like, I think there's 3 teams.
Yeah.
So Honda and Yamaha and Kiwi are the only 3 that are, like, actually in a good spot, I'd like to say. Like, we know how much KTM and that have pulled their funding.
And I mean,
recent
we'll get
times.
into it, but even Cowie has really changed their program up this year.
Yeah.
They've split the 2 main teams. They've got rid of their MX3 supported team,
Yeah. Like,
which was Go24 last year. I think everyone's sort of doing it tough. And the economic climate at the moment as well is pretty tough.
yeah.
And
Yeah, what these teams have to spend.
yeah, dude, it's not cheap at all. And of course, I was on the Triumph team last year. I kind of like know the ins and outs of the spending and whatnot. They spent a good few 6 figures throughout the year. Like, even just basic things, just say for going to a round. Say we're going to Queensland, they got to drive the truck up there. Think about how much you're spending in diesel, and then race entries, and then sticker kits for every single bike, and any parts that have gone wrong with the bike that we want to look fresh and whatever. Chain sprockets, tires. Of course, we're going to rock up to a national new tires. Oh wait, it's not just one bike; it's 4 bikes, and just keeps adding up. Like, each race weekend's probably a good, I don't know, say 10 grand at a base. Like,
And then it's like the man hours.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
the paying the people to work on it too. That's just another part of it. Like, all the stuff I just said has to get put on the bike. It's not going to just spawn on there.
realistically, they're not getting much change. Like, for a full year of racing with a full team out of $500,000.
Yeah.
Like, it's a lot of money.
I think that I don't think they got much change at all from that one. Yeah, which is crazy to think. Like,
yeah, I mean, as far as motorsport goes, it's quite cheap, but they're also not getting a return on it.
yeah, that is the biggest part.
You know, anyone that's not a factory team really is going there and spending money,
Yeah,
and with no hope of making money.
yeah, correct.
Yeah, they're just hoping to break even.
Yeah.
Or
I don't even think they're hoping to break even.
or hoping just not to go bankrupt.
Hoping to have a good time.
Yeah.
Or just hoping that the manufacturer will just see that they've put in a good effort and a good dig, and then maybe they're going to get more funding for the next year. Like, they're betting on themselves, throwing everything at it. Oh, hopefully this will work for next year.
Instead of 500,000, it's the next year's 400,000. It's 300,000, and
let's throw this all at that. What if we get 10 new bikes this year instead of 2 or something like that? What if we get 100k funding for parts on the bike, and we get 100k funding to get some decent rider or something like that? Anything that they could think of. Or if I just throw this, maybe I might get a bone thrown at me.
doing it for the love of the game.
Yeah.
That's why 99% of the people are out there.
Yeah.
Breaking news: Caleb Barham retired.
Yeah, I was driving up here.
Literally seen it before we started on the pod.
Yeah.
Like,
My jaw hit the ground. Like,
I know, because he was ripping. Like, you think 2 years ago, we were like, this is the best Cal Barham we've ever seen.
Yep.
Like, finally got on factory team. Guy podiums in a Supercross round. Looking good on that Yamaha. Then even this year showed good flashes on the Cowie. And then, like, obviously injuries taking
looked
him out.
great at Supercross. Like, fantastic.
I just can't, like, it's just such a hard position that he'd be in, because he finally got, like, that factory ride that he wanted, was doing stuff overseas and whatever. and just going back to just no one really reaching out and having to do it under your own expense again. It's just be such a hard just feeling. You just feel just like, all this effort I've done and all this, just no one wants me.
To get to point A, and
yeah,
then not to
and
be there anymore.
now that I'm back again, and I have to reset all this, and like, are you serious amount of effort that I put into this, and just everything in my life, and just like that's just a massive, just like the people that can come out of that, you really, really rarely see that.
Yep, definitely. Alrighty, let's start with MX1 factory team. So on Honda, we've got Kyle Webster and Wilson Todd. On CDR Yamaha, Jed Beaton, Aaron Tanti. On Empire Kawasaki, Dean Ferris and Brad West.
Dean Ferris.
Yeah.
Back again.
KTM, Nathan Crawford and Zach Watson, who put in a privateer effort last year and has earned himself a factory ride.
He earned that for sure.
Yep. On Husky, we've got Todd Waters, who I think one of these days his age is going to match his race number.
Yeah.
The way he's going. And the new factory guy on the block, and we're going to call him factory. I actually asked him if it was a factory gig on beta, Cody O'Lone.
Yeah, what a man.
Yeah.
It's good to see. That is good
tough.
to see. That makes me happy.
Hard work paying off.
Yeah, I don't think there is a single person in the motocross community that wasn't happy to see that man get the help that he's getting this year.
Yeah.
Like, that's one of those guys that's just putting in the efforts, and yeah, it's good to see him getting that opportunity.
Yeah, and he's had good things to say about the beta as well. He said, from the first time he rode it, and he got the offer, and he said he wanted to ride the bike before he made a decision.
Yeah.
And he said from the first time he rode it, he gelled with the bike. He said it's really easy to ride. They're still fine-tuning a few things. They've been doing a lot of testing to,
get it where he wants it.
Yep, get it where he wants. But they're getting close. But yeah, he reckons it's a fantastic bike. So I think, when Levi Rogers was on that a couple of years ago, there was a lot of mechanical issues.
Yeah.
I think they've learnt a lot from
The American team.
Yep.
Yeah.
From the American team.
Yeah,
and so
100%.
yeah, the 2026 RX 450, I think is going to be a good solid bike, and it's going to be awesome to see what Cody can do on it.
Yeah, I think as well they've got a few fresh faces and a fresh team and a good attitude going into it with the beta for this new year. I think they're willing to learn and adapt and ready for a big year ahead. I think they'll know what to expect a bit more.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, no, that would be really good to see, like another new bike coming into the industry.
Yeah.
But yeah, also new bike. Like you said he wanted to ride it before he wanted to sign anything, because going on a new brand that basically no one's really raced or done too much on is kind of just betting on yourself, just betting, hoping it works. But yeah, he says he's gelling with it, so really hope to see the same at the races for him. It'll be sick.
From what I understand, I had Matt Boyd on the podcast a couple of weeks ago, and he was saying sort of the same things in the way he was describing the beta as we'd say about the Triumph 450. It sounds like quite a similar bike, especially with the power delivery.
Yep. More like a mellow linear power.
Yep. Yeah, he said it's such an easy bike to ride, and he goes for any, clubman level guys.
Yeah, it's a really good bike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The perfect 450.
Yeah, nice.
So, and obviously you can always make bikes go faster.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Once they're unmanageable,
Yeah.
it's hard to rein that shit back in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very true, that one.
All right, so Beaton's coming off a broken femur. Webster's coming off his carpal tunnel surgery. Apparently, he's loving being able to feel his hands again.
Yeah. I've been talking to him a bit. He's loving that right hand.
Yep. We saw the boys both.
That's
it's good that this is audio only and the listeners can't see the look on your face when you said that, Zane. Yeah. So we saw those boys out at Wonthaggi for the first round of the Gippsland Championships down here. They kind of both seem to have picked up
just
where they left off.
Gippy world title.
Yep.
They were on it.
Yep. Definitely on it. Something happened to Webster. He was leading and then
crashed last lap.
Yeah.
Yep. What a goon.
So his right arm was tired. Maybe.
Yeah.
So is that what we're going to see come ProMX? Are those two boys going to be a level above everyone else?
I think so.
I reckon 100%. The only maybe curveball would be Dean Ferris, because we remember what he came and did in 2023 when he came back.
Yeah.
He was so much better than everyone.
Yeah, just he came back some races, dude, he won by 30 seconds. It was just on another level.
I don't know, like, I don't know. I don't like. I feel like you can only retire so many times before you come back and you've lost some of the edge. Like, I know he's been riding flat out and stuff.
I think you would have been saying similar words, or similar attitude about Tomac at the start of the year when he went KDM. And now look what's happened to him.
Actually, you raise a good point. But I genuinely now think, I genuinely think the speed Kyle and Jed had last year would have rivaled Dean in 2018 when he was at his peak. Like,
yeah, I could
like
agree with that.
like I think you can realistically only ride a 450 so fast on Australian tracks. Like, like it is mind-boggling for me to imagine. Like, he could do it. I think, we see him at like a Toowoomba, really chewed out track like that. I think Dino, good start, runs with the boys. I think come round one at Wonthaggi, I think those two boys are just putting 30 seconds into everyone else, and there's nothing no one's going to be able to do about it.
At Wonnie, I reckon 100% they're going to do that again.
I don't know. Ferris is pretty good at Wonnie.
No, I don't think it matters. The Webster's done more laps than I can count. And I think I can count okay.
I think for me, the sticking point with Ferris is going to be, so I heard a rumour that he wasn't looking for a ride. He was looking for a team manager role.
Yeah.
And the deal that he got was if he rode for Empire for a year, that the role may be there the following year. This is just what I heard. I don't know how true it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
But it was from, a credible source. So Dean Ferris is obviously a multi-time champion.
Yeah.
He's a competitor.
Yeah.
And an athlete. And his ceiling, I would say, is as good as Webster and Beaton. I don't know if he's better, like even on his best day.
Yeah.
But I think if he's at his peak, he's going to be able to compete with those guys. The question I have is how bad does he want it and how seriously is he taking this year?
I don't think that would ever be a question because I think that guy has enough respect to himself. Like the times he has retired shows that when he doesn't want it, he's not afraid to pull the pin. Like I don't think that he will go out there for an ounce of a second not believing that he's capable of winning.
Yeah.
And wanting to win.
I just think that he may not be able to beat these guys.
Do we know how old he is?
Like 38.
38.
So I think it's pretty close.
So when he came back in 23, he would have been 35 or something?
Yeah.
Even still to come back out of retirement at 35 and do that is
He's fit as balls though.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, him and Cosford trained flat out together back in the day, and I think the role is going to be
36.
36. Oh, okay, overshot it a little bit. Well, how old's Tomac? 35? 36?
Yeah, about that.
Nah, Tomac's about... I think Tomac just became the oldest winner at
No.
the start of this year or last
30.
year.
He was a few months.
Tomac's 32.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, Tomac's got ages.
Yeah. But, yeah, with Ferris coming back at that age, you can't count him out. I reckon he could surprise us. And imagine he comes out and he does. I don't reckon it'll be as big as of a gap because Kyle and Bean are just on a completely different level to what they were.
Yeah.
Especially now, it's hard to go that much above their skill level. But imagine he comes out and even just goes bar to bar with those guys after technically speaking. Oh yeah, it was
another year off.
He was looking for a team manager role, and then he goes out with bar to bar with the best guys in
the country,
and you could say the maybe top 5 guys that they could go on an outdoor track in America. Imagine that story.
I wouldn't be surprised if he gets third outright for the year. I just think that those two are just.
Do you reckon he takes motos off them?
I see him taking I definitely see him in the rock. They don't have to crash, but I'm seeing if both of them have a bad start at a Canberra even, and Dino hole shots, and them two at 7th and 8th off the start. I see him doing it because he can I don't think he's so strong mentally. I don't think.
Appen in 23.
Yeah, I was just going to bring that up.
What about something like that?
So far ahead.
Toowoomba he's infamous of just being a beast.
Those clay tracks,
yeah,
muddy, deep,
just
hard
technical as hell. Where it's not quite balls to the wall.
Yep.
Because Webster and Beaton at a Traralgon or a Wonthaggi where it's a little bit more just send it or bend it, kind of just hold on to that thing. I think that's where them two will just happy sitting right on the edge But where the technical, just being able to pop out of the rut at the perfect time, and the skill and the 35 years of race experience he's got will come into play.
All right. What about Wilson Todd and Aaron Tanti? Wilson Todd, multi-time MX2 champion, finished the year, I think, with 4 straight podiums and a win at QMP, which, I mean, Kyle had that. I think that was a bit fortuitous that Wilson got the win, but he was on Kyle at the very end. Aaron Tanti, former champion.
Yeah.
Where do you see those guys finishing this year?
Behind Kyle and Jed.
Yeah. I didn't get to see too much of Aaron Tanti at Wonthaggi, but I do
racing him.
Yeah. I saw, I don't know what race it was that I was, it would have been the one where I got a flat, where I watched like the second half of it. I don't know if Strody was a lap down or not, but even if he was a lap down, he stuck with Tanti for like 4 or 5 laps. I don't know if Tanti was going 100% or not. I had no idea what the circumstances were, but I saw him hooking with him. I'm like, something's not adding up, or Strody is ripping.
I think similar boat. I think if you got rid of Jed and Cole, you'd be like silly to say that they couldn't win the championship. But I think that those two are going to have a serious issue.
They're the best of the rest.
Kyle missed a race. Literally DNF'd the second motor to start the year. To be fair, if Jed doesn't break his femur, probably takes the title. Kyle's still...
I don't know, because if you look at that, until the one moto, I think it was the second moto at Traralgon.
No, Warwick. Was it Warwick?
I think it was the second moto at Traralgon, round
4.
5.
Traralgon was 4.
Yeah. You're thinking of because it went Warwick and then Canberra.
Warwick was where it started raining second moto.
Warwick was Kyle crashed in the second moto.
Yep.
And got 5th. That's the one you're thinking about.
Yeah,
that's the one that ruined his championship.
Yeah, but that was the first round, other than the one where Kyle crashed.
Where that he didn't win.
Yeah.
Wasn't Kyle less than 25 points behind like most of the time as well?
If Kyle had continued on the same trajectory that he was on, he was going to win the championship.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say, yeah.
Yeah.
So had Beaton not had that injury, so Beaton would have had to start taking more motos off Kyle.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's right, because Jed had won 2 motos, and the 2 motos he won was the one Kyle crashed out on.
Yep.
And the one...
And one other. Yep.
Yeah. Because that's right. Because, Kyle just rocked up to Appen and was just like, 1-1. And everyone's like, oh, fuck.
And Kyle had broken bones in his vertebrae.
Yeah. That's right.
At Warwick.
Yeah, he cardied at Rosebud.
Yep.
Broke his neck.
Really?
Yeah, he broke his neck like I don't know if it was his neck. Yeah, I think he broke part of his neck at Rosebud, just yarded it.
Yeah, the little wings off the side of your vertebrae.
They just rocked up.
And he still won a moto.
Yeah, rocked up to Warwick like 3 weeks later and won the first moto.
That's nuts. You just brought up Appen a second ago. I remember watching... I was racing it. I watched it on the TV, I think. I think I'm losing it.
You don't know what's going on.
No, it wasn't Appen. I remember... I think I did watch it back. One of the motos was awesome. It was Kyle, Beaton, Purvis, and I think Crawford. Dude, I swear there was 4 of them.
Moto 2.
I swear there was 4 of them. Dude, they were going at it the whole moto.
Yeah.
And I reckon I could almost put that down to the track conditions because it wasn't too, like, destroyed and cooked. It was kind of like somewhere in the middle. And I feel like when the track's just completely just deteriorated, that's when the skill levels kind of get drawn apart. And when there's not too much in it on the track, like where the conditions are more like rideable to more people's levels, I feel like that brings better racing. And I feel like that was kind of the only track. Well, I only did 3 of the rounds then, but I've done more nationals before in the past, and I feel like that was one of the tracks that was less rough and more rideable and more fast and flowy to all type of rider abilities.
Yeah,
and I feel like that made for some really good racing.
Yeah, no, I think you raise a good point. I think.
All right. On that note, Croft, awesome in those sorts of conditions.
Yeah, 100%.
Led laps there. Do we actually see him on the box this year?
100%. I think he podiums with multiple motos. I actually not coming off the injury, like Tanny comes off the injury, didn't actually look that amazing at Wonnie, but Crawford didn't race, so it's kind of hard
to
gauge. No idea how Brad West is to rank up. Hopefully he does well. I think Wilson Todd, same thing. So hard to know that guy is that injured and stuff. Like, I feel like we haven't seen a fully healthy Wilson Todd in that long. I feel like Crawford's the best, like your most reliable pick
for
a
behind
good
those two.
year.
Yeah.
What about Zach Watson? We saw him I think he got 1/3 last year.
Trogan?
Trogan,
Yep.
second moto.
Yep. A regular, solid 5th place guy.
Yeah.
That was as a semi-privateer or privateer effort.
And on a
team.
Triumph too, on a privateer team. Like, new bike, there's not much R&D done on it. Teams don't know much to do with it, don't know how to make it handle 100%. And
now he's on a factory bike.
Yeah, there's a bunch of variables there that might not have been in his favour, and he was still doing stuff like that. I feel like he might really come out and surprise us because the equipment that he's on right now.
And he's young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's
He's got
in his
one of the
favour.
best ceilings. Like, as in,
Yep.
like, let's be honest. If he come out Wonnie and goes consistent 3-3, I think as much people would be shocked. People would also be like, Zach Watson on a factory bike? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I feel like, you know what I mean? I don't see him being outside the top 10 or outside the top 7 much at all in the whole year. That guy is that consistent.
100%.
It's just I don't know if he's going to be the same as he was this year and maybe get to one podium. Like, I don't know if he doesn't get one for... I hope he gets one overall podium. I think he gets a round done where he can put 2 good motos together. But I think he'll be a little bit in a closer... similar to where he was last year.
I think he'll just start getting better and better throughout the year, 100%. Yep. I reckon I do see him up there for sure.
Does he have the raw speed that some of these, guys above him have got? That's where I just see the difference with him.
Yeah, because he's a big moto guy. Like, as in, like, I reckon he is the most consistent, like doesn't have a bad lap, or like you never see him crashing, you never see him having these
Moments.
shit races where he's in 15th.
Yep.
But is that also because he's just constantly riding at that 97%? Like, those other boys are making those mistakes because they're just
On the limit.
you know what I mean? Digging.
But hey, that might work for some people, like Hunter Lawrence. What's he doing right now?
Yeah, well, true.
He never looks like he's on that limit.
I feel like Jed Beaton's like that though too.
Yeah. Yeah, true.
Jed doesn't really have a lot of big moments.
Nah. But you can see that bike is
Dancing.
Like, he's a big boy holding that 450 line.
And he just lets that thing eat.
And then where Zach, I feel like it's a little bit more rides, but it could be like coming off a more linear bike. That may have been the best way to ride the Triumph. Now he's on this faster KTM. Does that help?
Steel frame.
Does it go against him? Like, you know what I mean? Is faster always better?
We're going to find out.
Yeah, we will.
He's going to like the more rigid frame as well.
Yeah.
But was he on a Honda before Triumph?
Yeah. And then he was
Husky first,
and
then Triumph.
But he was Honda way back when he first went
Yep.
450. Yeah.
True.
Alrighty, let's move on to the MXW class. We're going to call in Charlotte Berrill and have a little bit of a chat about the women. Okay, for the MXW segment for the factory riders and the Oceania Women's Cup, we're going to call in Charlotte Berrill. Just hang on a sec, we'll get her on the line. You there, Charlotte?
G'day, Pete. Hi, how you going?
Yeah, good. So I guess before we start talking about this stuff, we've got a little bit of news. I've alluded to it on previous podcasts, but we're going to get you on to do some podcasts for us.
Yeah, that's right. Thanks so much for having me on this evening, but also hosting the podcast on the network. So the Women in Moto podcast is coming across to Mental4Moto network, and I'm so excited about it. I think in the short run that we've had the podcast up and running, we've already captured some amazing stories of girls. That's I suppose my core purpose behind the podcast is that when you watch these girls go racing, I think that there's a lot of information out there. And I suppose, we know the stories behind when the blokes go racing, which are fantastic, but I think that there's not so much known about the girls and what goes in behind the scenes for them. And so that's where I see the podcast as a really powerful tool to be able to tell these women's stories and get it out there and generate some more interest in women's racing.
For sure. Like, it's definitely media-wise a very male-dominated sport. So I think the women get a bit of a raw deal sometimes when it comes to the media. And like you said, some of the women that we've got in Australia and New Zealand and, all around the world are just phenomenal athletes. So I believe you've got some shows up already on the Inside Dirt Network. Is that where people can go listen and get a bit of a taste?
Yeah, that's correct. So if you jump onto Apple Podcasts or Spotify or just look up the Inside Dirt Network, you'll be able to jump on and have a listen to some of those podcasts. I believe there's 9 or 10 up there already, and some really, really amazing stories. Like some of the stuff that these girls have done, I didn't even know about. Some of these girls aren't personal friends of mine, so I was able to delve in and find out, what goes on behind the scenes for them. And yeah, it's fantastic. I'd love for people to go and have a bit of a listen, and if they like it, then come across to Mental4Moto and have a listen when we get some episodes out.
I can't wait. It's it's going to be sick having the Women in Moto podcast up on Mental4Moto, and having you as part of the team.
Oh, thanks so much. I'm so excited. I'm just so excited.
No, fantastic. All right. Well, on that note, we'll start off with the Oceania Cup. We saw it at Wonthaggi last year. It produced some of the best racing from the round one weekend. But I'll let you take the lead on this one, Charlotte. So what can we expect to see at Wonthaggi this year with the Oceania Cup?
Yeah, absolutely. We had a really amazing 2025. They had 37 out of 40 riders on the grid. So that was obviously bolstered by the girls coming across from overseas last year. So last year they had Australia, New Zealand, USA and Team Africa. The results in terms of the teams were Australia first, USA second, New Zealand, and then Africa. And so last year they fielded teams of 5. This year they've got 4. I'm not entirely sure what the reason is. Maybe they're just expecting, I would hope that they're expecting higher entry numbers, and so they're trying to give everybody an opportunity to get on the gate. It would be amazing to see a 40 gate full of women. So for Australia this year, we've got Charlie Cannon coming back as the captain. She won the overall round and the cup. We've got Taylor McCutcheon, Taylor Thompson and Darcy Wally coming back as our 4-lady team for Australia. And then we go to USA. So Lachlan Lala Turner is coming across. So she's recently signed to Monster Energy Yamaha for the ProMX in 2026. So Lachlan and Charlie are both doing the Australian series and the US series. So they'll be flying back and forth. So I believe Charlie is actually based in the US at the moment, but the girls, I think, are friends, and so they're doing both series, which is just absolutely amazing. And it's incredible for our series and for their series to see that caliber of rider be included.
It'd be good to see someone challenge Charlie as well. She's kind of had it all her own way for the last couple of years.
Oh, 100%. And Lachlan had a go last year. She had a bit of a crash in one of the races, and I think that may have just knocked a bit of confidence, and perhaps that's where she didn't sort of like rise to the challenge. But there are some incredible girls. We've got Lachlan for USA, Jordan Jarvis, Jamie Estulio and Mayla Herrick. But really, really, really excitingly for Team New Zealand, we've got Courtney Duncan coming over, which is just so exciting. So in terms of having something for Charlie, I think Courtney's probably got something for her.
Yeah, she's a
4-time world champion, raced over in Europe. Yeah,
that's I remember hearing stories of Courtney Duncan waxing on 85s back in the day. She used to wax Jay Wilson and Wilson Todd.
That's unreal.
Like, there's stories of them training together, and like they just straight up just got there, like straight up smoked them, like back in the day. Like so sick. So yeah, that's a household name if you could ever find
That's
one.
Incredible.
Yeah, and when you think about how strong the European scene is, like where they race the World Championship,
absolutely,
to be a 4-time champion over there, like you're a weapon.
100%.
4-time world champion in any discipline is
that's
no small feat.
Not messing around.
Nah.
100%.
Yeah, and so who else is joining her on Team New Zealand?
So we've got Karatiana Horn, who has just won the New Zealand Women's Motocross Championship just recently. Michaela Griffiths and Amy Roberts, who's also a 2-time New Zealand motocross champion. And she's also got a little one. She's had a baby and she's come back to racing, which is really cool.
That's very cool.
But yeah, it's incredible. So I think, obviously we want to see our Aussie girls dominate, but, with reference to, Charlie sort of running away with it, I think that there's going to be some incredibly high caliber riders there who are actually going to give let's have a race. Let's see it. And also notably, I wanted to mention Meg Rutledge is going to be back on the scene, which I think is super
So she's not
exciting.
racing in the Oceania Cup though, but before we move on to the actual MXW class for the ProMX Championship, who's your pick for the Oceania Cup?
So team or rider?
We'll go rider and team.
I reckon Australia will take it out. That'll be our third year in a row, but I think Courtney Duncan will have them covered well and truly.
Yeah, wow. Okay, I'll take. I'm going to give you a podium. I'm going to go Australia. I think New Zealand pips USA on depth.
Really?
Yeah. I think. I'm just going to say I think they're going to pip them on depth, and then USA. But I think Lala is gonna. I think she'll win outright. I know Charlie's got a lot to prove home ground, but I think Lala's. I think she's going to come down and.
So are you suggesting that they're both going to beat Courtney Duncan?
Nah. I think Courtney will be in the mix. But Courtney hasn't had gate drops in about 3 years. I think that will be a downfall.
Bit of rust.
Yeah, and I don't know if Courtney's ever raced Wonthaggi. That is a variable that
Wonthaggi is a beast in its own.
Yeah.
4-time world champion. I'm pretty sure she's going to have raced tracks that were challenging.
Mate, you just got nothing on Wonthaggi.
Nah, it's just from Europe. Some of those tracks are gnarly.
She's raced Lommel.
I think she'll be alright. Yeah.
Go. And you, Seth?
I'm actually not too sure, to be honest. I'm not honestly up to date on the women's motocross, so I'm not 100% sure. With the Oceania Cup, is that just the one round, or is it just the one round?
Yep.
I know Charlie Cannon's gonna be hard to beat, and Lala. They're the two that I've just seen that have just been outstanding and unreal. And I've had Charlie Cannon beat me myself, so I know she's on one.
Multiple occasions.
She's multiple round laps around me.
All right. Well, for the Oceania Cup, I'm going to go Team Australia as well. I think they're stronger, and I don't think the Team USA lineup this year is quite as strong as it was last year.
Agreed.
So I think Team Australia is going to take that out. Though I think USA is going to be second. I think they've still got more depth than New Zealand, even with Courtney Duncan. I reckon, and this will change for the ProMX, but I think just for the one round Oceania Cup, I think Charlie's going to have the home ground advantage, and a rusty Courtney Duncan maybe better.
End of season,
but all round. But I think just for the Oceania Cup, I think Charlie's going to have it confidence-wise, home ground advantage-wise, in terms of being Australian.
The Honda team,
a bunch of time,
Victorian-based, Kyle and that. So
I'm going to say Charlie Cannon over Courtney Duncan, and then Lala in third.
Yeah, nice. Great picks.
Yeah.
It's going to be sick to see, though. Like I said, this was some of the best racing last year.
I feel like this will be the class to watch.
Yeah. And when I made a list of the female athletes that we're going to see this year, I would not be surprised if we actually have a full gate.
Well, but as well, the Oceania Cup holds a little bit of the national pride. Like, I think the general fan always likes to see Australia win. So
it's a mini Desnations, really.
Yeah, no, it is. It's got that, and everyone knows that us Aussies are better than the US. So, I mean, scoreboard, look at the last 2 years. Can't touch us in anything. So,
is Team Africa coming back this year, Charlotte?
No. So it's Team Asia is going to be the fourth team that's going to make it up. But unfortunately, I couldn't find any information online about the ladies who are actually riding for that team. So I can't give you any insight to that. Just on that, I'm really interested to see a couple of things. How much they've been promoting it through the AMA. I don't know. You guys obviously watch this.
Yeah. I saw it on the broadcast.
Every single week.
Yeah, it's been good.
Every single week, Taylor McCutcheon has got these 6 shots of her, and it's like halfway through the Supercross broadcast.
Yeah,
and they seem to be the ones that they use, and it's the coolest thing ever.
It is really cool. I was watching it on TV. And then Jordan my brother comes into the land room. He's watching it. He's like, "Is that Wonthaggi?" It's like, "Yeah." And they're doing the Oceania Cup. There's always this one clip of some lady crashing through the turning rollers. I don't know who it is that does the crash.
Michaela Nielsen.
Yeah. They always play that. Yeah.
Maybe that's why she didn't come back this year.
Yeah.
And I think one of them going off the track as well. But yeah, they play the same clip. Yeah. And also on that as well, given Courtney Duncan is coming over for one of the rounds, I wonder whether or not we'll see her at any of the other ProMX rounds.
I think it's a story of.
So I messaged her probably 2 or 3 hours ago, and she got back to me, and I actually asked her if she was racing the ProMX over here, and she just wrote back, definitely round 1 at Wonthaggi. So I think she obviously hasn't decided yet 100% whether she's going to do the rest. I'm only inferring that from that message, but hopefully, how good would it be to see Charlie Lala and Courtney Duncan battling for the whole ProMX Championship. And obviously, Taylor McCutcheon, don't count her out.
No,
either.
you can't. Absolutely not. But
Never.
it's going to be good. But this is like nearly like the new and the old, or like you think the last few years in Australian women's racing, like kind of Emma Milicevic, Maddie Brown, and that have kind of stepped their way through the class, and this young core that we haven't really seen. Like, I've raced these girls on 85s. Like, this is the new girls, and like you look at the girls below that are coming through. You got your Eliza Dennis's. There's another young girl on the Yamaha junior team on the
Stella
65.
Harding.
Yeah, like these are big names. I'm a like SX2 guy. I'm 21. I know about these girls on 65s and 85. Like, these are
and
legit,
they're beating A grade boys.
these are legit names.
Open classes,
like, I can't tell you another 65 rider in the country. But like this is the best thing that's happened for not just Australian women motocross, but Australian motocross in general. That is just getting on a bigger and bigger platform.
I'd say that's around the world. Like, look at Racing Kyler and the profile that she's got over in the US now.
I remember hearing about that, and did you just hear stuff like that? Like, they could have chose anyone for the World Juniors, and they chose a lady out of all the boys there, and you just never hear that, and you're just like, wow, this is going to be a talent for sure. Someone to watch in the future.
It's like Lottie Van Druin when she come over in 2018 on the 65. Got
amazing.
5th. Now look at her. Now she's 2-time world champion in Europe, and
unreal. All right. Let's move on to the ProMX MXW class. So for this episode, we're going to talk about the factory girls. So for Factory Honda, we've got Charlie Cannon representing Yamalube Yamaha. We've got Lachlan Turner from the US. So both those girls are going to be flying in round to round. They're going to be based out of the US, which I think we'll talk about it in a second, but that's going to be an interesting dynamic. Obviously, their focus is going to be on the US, whether that makes them stronger in Australia or, whether Australia is sort of the second
that leaves
fiddle.
the door open for your Taylor.
Correct. So for Kawasaki, for the JPM Kawasaki team, which is separated now from Empire, we've got Taylor McCutcheon, and on the KTM, we've got Taylor Thompson. And as you already said, Charlotte, we've got Megan Rutledge as well. I think I'll just throw her in the mix.
Factory Stark.
Yeah. What? She's on a Stark?
Yeah, she's on a Stark. So.
Oh, wow. I thought you were joking.
No, she's legit on a Stark. So I don't know if it's factory backed or if she just went out and bought one. But yeah, she raced a Stark at Canberra, New South Wales titles on the weekend, and got second behind Taylor Thompson.
Wowzers.
So it's setting the pace.
All right. So out of those girls, what do you think? Who's going to be the dominant force this year for the ProMX Championship? Start with you, Charlotte.
Sorry, just jumping in there. I think it'll be Charlie Cannon, 100%. I think out of those girls, I think she'll have it again. I think she's just that bit stronger than Lala. And looking at what her campaign last year in WMX in the US, it was incredible, but she had a broken finger. So she wasn't bringing, 100% to the table, and she still hung in there. I'm 100%.
That broken finger, that's kind of an understatement. Her hand was mashed.
Yeah, I remember seeing that.
Yeah.
She's so much tougher than I am.
Yeah.
Not a chance of I racing.
Yeah. Let's throw Courtney Duncan in the mix if she, hypothetically is going to hang around and race the ProMX Championship. Do you think she would take it to Charlie for the championship?
I think...
Yep, I'd have Courtney then. Yeah.
You'd have to say... I think you have to say, experience-wise, championship mentality, and all things of that, Courtney has to have the upper hand, right? Because
would she pick up a factory-supported ride if she was going to hang around? Surely one of the teams would back her.
I think that's what kind of she's planning on. That's why she said to you, definitely doing round one, but not gonna. If she gets an offer, she's definitely not going to decline it.
If she, I don't know how much help, because I know Cowie Australia are going to be throwing a bit of help to Katrina, so I'm pretty sure she's coming across for all the rounds, I believe.
Caratiana.
Yeah, sorry.
Caratiana.
I believe so. I'm not super sure if that lending is also going to Courtney, because she's been Cowie forever. So
Cowie, yeah.
Uriv doesn't mind adding extra people to
he's
the Honda pit.
Yeah, so who knows? That guy likes buying championships at any point that he can. So
And I think Yamalube or Yamaha is in a position now where they'll do just about anything to start taking some of these crowns off Honda.
Yeah.
So
Well, they nearly offered me just because I was nearly such a lock, but I had to turn it down because I'm going to America. But that's the length they're going to.
can Taylor Thompson and Taylor McCutcheon take some race wins off Lala and Charlie?
I think this is their best year yet at doing it because of the girls flying back and forth. I think it opens up a door of jet lag, lack of... I feel like all I've heard is I spoke to the Kingsford brothers, I've spoken to Connolly about going back and forth. It is a lot.
It's a long way.
It is a lot on the body, mentally, different bike setups, because the tracks are completely different as well. I think that hurts those two girls in their Australian campaign, and I think this is where your two Taylors who are just in here week in, week out, just on the Australian program, I think
fresh.
I think it also provides the fact both of those two have to push at 100% to beat each other. Mistakes are going to happen.
Yep.
We've never seen Charlie rarely have to push at 110 in Australia.
QMP in 2024, Taylor McCutcheon was on her...
Yeah. And
was actually leading for a bit.
Yeah, and
was
then
on
she
her back
makes
wheel and
mistakes.
She made a mistake.
Exactly.
Ben O'Roder and...
That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Those kind of things are now going to happen. If they both hold each other up, like they both take each other down, I think this is 100% one of those two girls' best chance to not only take race wins, they can take a championship.
Zane brings up a really good point there with the different bike setup going from country to country, because obviously it's going to be set up differently because tracks are different and whatnot. I know you've experienced that with yourself before, like in Supercross. You had two bikes that were the exact same, they were set up the same. You're on the same track, you're not in the not in a different country, and you're still playing mind games saying, "Oh, I think this
Something
one's
feels
different."
Yeah.
Same thing. Supercross, I had two bikes. I had a race motor and a stock bike, and all I did was swap suspension. I'd get to race day, and I'm like, whose bike is this? The bars aren't quite right, or the levers, or I'm wigging out in the pits. Me and Leroy are going at each other. That's just... all I drove was 20 hours. I didn't fly 20 hours and on a full different frame and stuff. I think that inconsistency is going to hurt both of them if they're both based in America. I think if Charlie comes back and majority stays here, I think she'll be okay. But from the sounds of it, America's her bigger goal.
And realistically, if that's where their program is like centred, they're not going to be giving themselves like a week over here to acclimatise for each round. So they're going to come over and basically maybe have a day race and then fly out. So there's not a lot of time to acclimatise to the bike and conditions.
I don't even know if Charlie's been in the country this year.
And they're going from a summer to winter.
There's a lot of variables. So
coming to a vitamin D deficiency, you always hear horror stories of some people moving from a very hot, nice climate to somewhere cold and crap, and some people sickness is a massive part of it. Some people just start losing the plot.
Traralgon in winter.
Yeah, getcha, man. It's cold out there.
So Charlotte, they're doing 4 rounds this year, I believe. Which rounds are they going to be?
Yeah, that's correct. So the first round will obviously be at Wonthaggi, and that's with round 1 of the ProMX. Round 6 is at Traralgon on the 12th of July. Round 7 at Conondale, so the next round, July 26th. And they'll be doing the final round, round 8 at QMP, August 1st and 2nd. Not sure of the schedule for that weekend, so whether or not they're racing both days or just one day. But yeah, so that's the 4 rounds for this year.
Yeah, they normally, at QMP, they normally do 1 on the Saturday and 1 on the Sunday. So, And then at Wonthaggi, they'll end up doing 3 races, I think, like last year. So they'll have their 2 ProMX races and the Oceania Cup as well. And I think the Oceania Cup is spread across all 3. So, yeah, it makes it interesting when they've got the 1 race with just the Oceania competitors and 2 races with all the girls.
Yeah, that schedule, though, kind of plays into the girls' favour. Like, if they've got the last 3 rounds, like 6, 7, 8, do you think the girls stay in the country for, what is it, maybe 8 weeks?
No.
You don't reckon?
Not a chance. No, not if they're based over there.
Wow.
They'll definitely hang around for the last 2 weeks, I think.
Yeah.
The 2 Queensland rounds. But there's 2 weeks in between Traralgon and Conondale, so...
What's that? That's 6 weeks. Just say you come in, you give yourself 3 days before
No, so they'd be here for only potentially they could be here for say 4 weeks if you give yourself a couple of days each side.
I think that
they'd stay.
Well, I don't know what rounds they're racing. What dates are that roughly? That's
July 12th and July 26th. So if there's a race in America in the weekend,
the American series would nearly be wrapped up. So they may have finished their US rounds because last year they finished halfway through the year.
May, yeah, you.
They raced May, June,
and July though. Nah,
yeah, it could be close.
Yeah, it's gonna be
I
close,
feel like if they have to fly back, it's not looking good.
Yeah,
that'd be hard.
Gonna be rough for someone.
Yeah, but I feel like MA respect, like there'd be talk, like Yariv and Dakar and Scotty Bishop, and that would be talking and being like, all right, both of these riders are doing both. Like, I don't know how much pull they've got. I don't know.
What do you reckon, Charlotte?
Yeah, so I just had a look at the 2026 WMX for US. So they've got 6 rounds in total. June 19th, June 21st at High Point. So that would be before Traralgon. And then they've got Unadilla 14th, 17th of August. I wonder whether or not it's interesting that you're talking about the going back and forth, because just to lend a different perspective on it, I think that obviously like the men's races, there are just so many more races, but there's only 4 rounds in Australia and 6 rounds in the US. So I think if they were actually, trying to mitigate some of that travel fatigue and the jet lag and having the testing of the bikes and whatnot, you've kind of got the luxury of having that extra time and actually being able to put the girls, all right, you're into the country, let's have a week here, a week there. I don't know whether or not that would be the approach, but because it is a more spread out schedule and you have less rounds, you do have an option to do that in some instances, just to, settle them, get them acclimatized, all of those things. They're not on such a, red eye schedule as what the blokes might be, because they don't have as many rounds and as many racing commitments.
Yeah, I think you're right. Like the more I look at it from a calendar perspective, it's like 3 weeks straight. They've got there's 4 weekends. They've got 3 races in 4 weekends.
In the States?
No, in Australia for the last 3 rounds. So,
that's a big stint in...
It's a big stint, but I reckon they'll stay here.
Yeah, I don't think... There's no way you'd send them home. Well, send them back to the States.
Unless they've got a race.
Unless they have to.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, then that's... Just say Traralgon is that they've just come back, not happy with the bike. The 2 Taylors may do well by the time we get back to
Conadale and QMP.
I think they're back to the
race speed.
Yeah.
Yep, for sure. That's going to be sick for Conadale and QMP.
Conadale is such a
climax
sick
of the
track.
Series.
You ridden there?
Nah. That got taken off the series before my time.
Yeah, true.
That was like, dude, they used to be iconic. Like there's this triple that they used to have. It's like over a step up, mate. It's like 110 foot, and only like some of the big 450 guys would huck it. It's like
just generally speaking, it's more of a natural terrain track.
Yeah,
it's like
it's a grass track all year, and then they prep it just for nationals.
Is that? I remember seeing a clip of Cody Mackey sending.
That. Yeah.
I had a feeling it would be. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
massive on this 125.
Oh, dude, it's huge. Yeah.
Unreal. Would you like to see the girls do all the rounds or do more than 4 rounds, Charlotte, or you think that 4 is a good championship for them?
No, I'd love to see them do more. I think it's, as we've been talking today, that the sport is in such a growth stage, but I also think that hand in hand with that, the girls need to have the appropriate support to be able to do these things and actually get to more of the rounds. I know that, the travel is a big commitment and it's a massive expense, but I would absolutely love to see more rounds and get the exposure out there, more people, more eyes on the ladies, because like you said, like the Oceania Cup, obviously it's a bit of a standout that you've got all of these incredible international riders, but like it's going to be the race to watch for the entire weekend. They're probably going to air snippets of it over in America during the AMA, like it's the racing is, and there's so much depth in the class, and it's just, this year is going to be so exciting to watch. So why wouldn't we want to watch them go out at, more than 4 times a year? Like let's have as much racing as we possibly can.
Yeah.
I'm full advocate for as much as you possibly can, but I love it. So, but yeah, I'd love to see it. And I know a lot of the girls who I've spoken to would really appreciate more racing, more opportunities. Because ultimately, if you've got, I don't know, 2 races at each round, I think maybe some of them are a few more. If, for instance, you said that there were 2 races at each round, that's 8-race championship. That's not hugely substantial. If you do have a mishap in one of the races, that's a massive hit to your points.
It's 25% of your potential championship.
Correct.
Compromised.
Exactly.
Yeah, I really do feel like there's going to there's definitely going to be the demand for people to wanting to watch it at every round because, like she was saying, the depth of the class. And, like, you've got 3 massive heavy hitters, Charlie Cannon, Lala Turner, and the world champion lady that you guys were just speaking about. Like, even just hearing about it now, it's just like, I want to see these girls go bar to bar. These 3 go all year because I know how fast they are. Like, it's going to be racing.
And Megan Rutledge as well.
Well, if you get rid of Cole Webster, you could argue that, well, it's probably not arguing. Courtney Duncan would be the most famous racer there. And you could argue the women's class has the most stacked lineup across. Like, no one in America would know who any of the MX2 boys are. They all know who Charlie Cannon is. They all know who Lala Turner is. Like, if you look at it on a
global... It's putting Aussie motocross on the map.
That's a good point,
Like, no one... You know what I mean? So...
That's so sick.
Yeah, when you look at it from that point of view and just a pure influence, like, they are a bigger
They're
drag.
leading the charge.
Yeah, like, get rid of the MX3 guys. They're doing nothing. They're doing nothing for us. No. But, yeah.
All right, Charlotte, we're going to wind that up for the MXW class, but we'll get you back on for part 2 to talk about the MXW class and some of our privateers and satellite teams.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
No, it's been a pleasure. All right, the Factory MX2 boys. Now, this class is absolutely stacked because we've got a bunch of, the top MX3 riders that have stepped up to MX2 as well, and they're going to be definitely giving some of these factory guys some grief. So starting off for Factory Honda, Alex Larwood is back. Cade Kingsford has stepped up from MX3 and he's going to be aboard the red bike, as well as his brother who's come across from Yamaha. Ryder Kingsford, he's also going to be racing MX2 on the Honda. For Yamaha, and I think we're going to talk about this a little bit, Noah Ferguson. Yeah, that's a little bit of a surprise for me. And joining Noah in the MX2 class is Suya Nakajima, who is a 2-time Japanese MX2 champion. For the Cowie, Ryan Alexanderson is back.
He is.
He's definitely involved in a few controversial moments with Brodie Connolly last year. So that'll be cool to see him back. He was, a race-winning contender.
Yeah.
So he's going to put it in the mix. Jace Cosford moving across to Cowie.
The big break.
Yeah, they're both representing JPM Kawasaki. KTM, Byron Dennis, who's absolutely ripping.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say it now. We'll get into it, but my pick for the MX2 title, Dylan Walsh.
Yeah, fair shout. That guy is on the bobber.
Yep. And on the Husky, so back from the US, Reed Taylor.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
back in business.
Yep. And one thing about this class, like when I go through those names, there's a few riders like Ryan Alexanderson. I think, there's a few that have their mix. Reed Taylor, Noah Ferguson, the Kingsford boys. They're quite aggressive riders.
Oh, there's going to be some carnage.
Yeah.
There is some carnage. There's some chaos.
100%.
Like, I spoke to Kate at Wani, at the, the Gippy. I was like, stepping up to the MX2 class, and he's like, he's trained with the Beatons boys all last year. He's not really afraid, but he did let me know that he's setting the tone early in the year, and he's letting the boys know that he means business. So that guy is going to ruin some guys' front wheels.
He's there to make a statement.
That's tough.
He was, you know what I mean? He's a fired up fella. Like, we seen it at the end of Supercross. He doesn't mess about, you know what I mean? So,
and let's just say, at Wonthaggi, Gippsland World Championships that we had a few weeks ago, we can't put too much stock into some of these preseason races.
Nah.
But he finished 2 races behind Aaron Tanti.
Yeah.
There's Cade Kingsford coming up from MX3, finishing right behind the 2022 MX1 champion.
Yeah. Like,
He's going to be good.
He's going to be good.
all the confidence in the world, the same bike, another year on this Honda, I think he is nearly a better, he's nearly more of a dangerous threat than his brother.
I think he is.
I feel like
From
Ryder,
what we've seen so far.
I feel like Ryder has a lot of variables, changing bikes,
Yeah,
new
100%.
team. Like, it's not too much of a new environment because obviously living still down in Inverloch and training in the same training group. But, you know what I mean? Those Yamahas and Hondas are probably a fair bit different. But, man, Cade, every time I see a video of that guy, he looks better. Like, that guy just put up a video of him ripping at Goulburn in some slippery conditions, and he's just...
And he's one of those guys that when he rides, he's got a chip on his shoulder. Like, that's how he rides. Yeah.
Always. So, yeah.
No, it's going to be good to see. And I don't want to sleep on Alex Larwood. I think when we saw him at Wonthaggi a few weeks ago, I would hazard a guess that was probably the best Alex Larwood I've seen.
Yeah.
He was so fast and so aggressive.
He was ripping.
Yep.
I remember I came out of the you know where the finish line is?
Mhm.
And like the turning roller section and whatever. I came out the bathroom and I went right to the fence line where that is to watch. Dude, I saw him come around and he was just floating around the track. And he was just piecing up the track so perfectly. Like, goes wide here and breaks a bit earlier so he can cut tight down here. I swear to God, he was missing every single bump and he was just floating over everything while everyone else is coming through just fighting for their lives. And I was just like, yeah, he's on another level.
All right. Noah Ferguson aboard the Yamalube Yamaha.
Yeah.
That was a real surprise to me when they made that announcement. What do you reckon? What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, Yamaha, I feel like they didn't really have much choice. I feel like the way things ended with Noah on KTM, I don't think he was ever going to turn it down. I don't think he's on the biggest of contracts. I don't think he was in a spot to kind of ask for much, but I think he's got a real chip on his shoulder. I don't know if he's following much, but that guy has reposted more David Goggins than I think anyone else has on the planet. You know, and that guy's fit as a fiddle. We've seen that he had fast moments last year.
Oh, he's got race-winning speed. Absolutely.
Is this the change that puts it all together, or is this the change that breaks him? Like, he could come out and be a 7th place guy, or he could come out and win the first round, and neither of them would surprise me. Like, I feel like this is the guy with the biggest
variable.
I feel like he's the biggest unknown in the field.
Yeah,
100%.
100%. Like, there's a difference with some people saying, like, putting all that stuff on social media, saying, yeah, I'm training hard, this and that, and blah, blah, blah. But then you actually look at the stuff that he was doing. I saw he did a 10K the other day. Did it under 40 minutes, so he was a sub 4 minute kilometer for 10 kilometers straight. And that's just real good fitness. Like, he might post about all this motivational stuff, this and that, but he's not lying. He's put in that work, and there's proof there.
Did 10Ks in a row.
Really?
Yeah, in 10 different days. 10 days, he did a 10K every day.
I didn't see that. I just saw the one that was...
No, like, you know, he's putting in the work, so
yeah,
good on him. Like, I hope he pieces it all together, but, man, I think...
he's definitely fit.
I'm a massive Fergo fan. I think his biggest downfall in the past has maybe been the mental game.
I think, yeah.
And I think if he can put that part together and he comes in and he's got that self-belief...
If he can fix...
every round...
his off-track issues...
Yep.
I think he's going to be golden.
Can't wait. Suya Nakajima, other than sort of what we've seen on paper, do you know anything about him?
I haven't heard much. Spoke to Haruki a little bit about him. Haruki reckons he was kind of the up-and-comer under him.
Yep.
I think I'd put him in a very similar spot to Haruki speed-wise. Maybe, like, I don't see... We kind of know where those Japanese fellas kind of tend to end up. I think he, you know, on a good day, he'll put it, you know, just outside the top 5. I think on a bad start, he'll put it around 16th if he's not jarring with the track, because this 250 field is so stacked.
It is, yeah.
And it's a big adjustment. I know those tracks in Japan are all very different to our Australian ones. I don't think he's coming in to blow people's doors off. I don't think he's going to be that kind of guy.
I do feel like Yamaha's kind of gone on a limb with their MX2 riders for this year. There's not really like any that are confirmed, held down, like, yeah, I've got this guy winning for the title. It's kind of like we're almost going to go into round 1 and be like, okay, is this guy going to be contending for podiums, or is he going to be contending for like top place. 6, top 8 type of thing?
I don't know. Like, I mean, you go back 12 months and Fergo and Connolly
Yeah.
were the two favourites for the MX2 title.
Yeah, very true. You know what I mean? So
I kind of forgot about that, to be honest. I just remember from last year, the 250 class, I just remember Connolly and Kingsford being like the two. Connolly just had that edge, and I remember kind of like that third place guy was always Larwood.
yeah. Well, dude, I just remember Fergo pulling up to QMP with a diamond necklace on for qualifying and then set the fastest lap. That's all I remember. That's the last thing I remember from Fergo. Yeah, and then he just fell off. Then he just fell off the face of the planet and just ended up in Germany for a bit and come back. And I think if he's got the Deegan off the bike antics,
Yep.
but he's struggling to back it up with the results. So I think if he puts it all together, he can just do whatever he wants.
Initially, I was thinking that Kai Woods was going to be on the Yamaha.
Yeah, I
Exactly.
did as well. I didn't think they were gonna. I thought they were gonna have Fergo and
Kai Woods.
Kai.
Yeah.
So that was a surprise for me. So Kai, I believe, is doing the privateer thing.
Yeah.
He's stepping up to MX2.
I do also know they were pretty disappointed in the way he finished up last year.
Yep.
Definitely.
But I think coming into last year, that was sort of a talking point. I think you and me, Zane,
Yeah.
spoke about that it was going to be the consistency. You know,
Yeah.
that it was always going to be him and Kingsford as the two favourites. But the question around Kai was the consistency. We knew he'd win races, but just whether he could do it week in, week out.
Well, starts one well. Don't think he wins a moto, but I'm pretty sure he went 2-2. And then by the end of the year, Jed Alsop was the new
guy.
second place guy and was the only one that actually showed a wheel. Decade. So, and then, you know what I mean? Kai kind of falls off. Then you think, Soupy, okay, here he goes. And just still doesn't piece it together. Like, I know he was very disappointed with the way the year panned out. I think as well the Yamaha team wasn't the happiest. So,
I mean, coming off, all that pressure that he had when he was racing MX3 to now doing the privateer thing in MX2, maybe that's a good thing.
yeah.
Yeah, it might be.
I know he's got a good group around him. Lockie Morris, Max Compton. They got a tight little crew up there. I think there's a few others. I think it'll be good for his mental health to enjoy racing again. You know, rock up in your van. You're not having this massive semi fucking breathing down your neck every time you
All these people that you've got to go back to the pits to and
explain. You know what I mean? I think, yeah.
I remember round 3, Gilman. I'm pretty sure it was last year. Do you remember that he got penalised?
Yeah, clipped the on the
Something to
start
do with the start, yeah.
Yeah, actually
No,
bumped
he
it.
didn't clip the start. He went over the start.
Yeah, bumped it into gear,
Yep.
false started, and then got penalised for it.
Was a bad penalised too, wasn't it?
He got disqualified.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what actually happened was he went over the gate. So his bike bumped into gear. He went over the gate.
Yep.
And then at that point, the mechanics had cleared the line.
Yeah.
So he got back behind the gate, set up again, and his mechanic came back.
To put his button down.
Yeah, and put his whole shot button down. And that's why he got disqualified, because his mechanic, so it's outside assistance. So from that point, it's race conditions.
That's a tough one, really.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a grey area. I feel like from there, that might have been where it kind of all fell apart. He's like, I'm not in
The
championship.
championship's done. And
Yeah. He's not going to ride that rugged edge for the difference between second and first place. Just really like that edge to try get Kingsford for the title, and maybe just from there just spiraled down.
And arguably, Kingsford sort of had broken him by then,
Yeah.
because he'd had sort of a pretty dominant run.
Yeah.
No, for sure. All right, Ryan Alexanderson. He was battling with Connolly last year when we saw him. Didn't finish out the season. Where do you have him this year?
Another big question mark. Like, goes back to Europe, does a bit. I know that all kind of fell apart because of visas and things. Comes back to Australia. Doesn't race Soupy. Everyone thought he was going to race Soupy. Then kind of puts up a photo of him on this Kiwi. And I'm like, oh, okay. So he's here for the year, but then is he? Like, is he going to piss off again halfway through the year?
Gets
Like,
an offer and takes off.
yeah, so I don't know with this guy. He's fast, no doubt about it.
I think he's sort of demonstrated that his heart is in Europe at the moment. That's where he wants to be.
But I think he's got to put a good season here. Try go again in 27. But
Question is if he's like got a good season and he gets an offer halfway through.
What will
then?
he do?
yeah, well, as a JPM, like I don't know how that contract's written, but I'd make sure that he doesn't have an option to opt out. 'Cause
Yeah.
he will.
Yeah.
Jace Cosford.
I think this is the year.
This is the year?
This is the year.
The year of the Cosford?
There's no Connolly. That you know what I mean? This is the first time since Willie, like, this is the same as when Wilbur stepped up. And everyone's like, okay, who takes the cake? Connolly grabbed that thing with 2 hands and really let everyone know, who went back to back.
Who's the boss?
This year we got a heap of people moving around again. We got really your big 3 from last year, other than Larwood and Dennis, have all moved around. Like, Ryder's changed team, Fergo's changed team, Cosford changed team. You know what I mean? Cosford's I'd say clearly your championship guy out of the 2.
You don't have any apprehension, doubts, concerns about, that he's going to a different team, a different bike.
Mate, I know what bike he's on, yeah. Team Dream, mate. There's nothing wrong with that bike, I'll tell you right now, yeah.
Everything right.
Yeah, everything's right with that bike. I've seen a video of him. He looks good. I know everyone looks good. They're pros, but flying at the test track. I think this is the year. I'm not quite going to say he gets it done, but if this is the year that we put Cosford back on the holy shit, he wins. I'm giving him multiple races.
Back on the map.
Probably an overall or 2. And he's really if he gets a whole shot, guys are worried.
Yep.
Guys aren't like, I can start 4th and I know I'm going to get Cosford. They're like, oh shit, Cosford's whole shotted. I think this is where he, you know what I mean, puts his name really back in the hat and it's like, don't you just forget about me.
All right. 2 guys that have had some pre-season form, again, flying at the test track, also flying at the pre-season races. We saw both of them at Wonthaggi for the Gippsland World Championship. KTM, Dylan Walsh, Byron Dennis actually finished 3rd and 4th, respectively, in the pro class. So the only guys above Dylan Walsh and Byron Dennis were Jed Beaton and Cole Webster.
Yeah.
Hard to beat those 2 blokes, eh?
Yeah, especially at Wonnie. That's
yeah.
So, both of them racing 250s, finishing in front of Alex Larwood, Tanti, the Kingsford brothers, Liam Jackson, Haruki. That has to be making a statement coming into 100%. This season.
You know what's making a bit more of a statement? I came in from, I think, practice / qualifying. You were there as well.
Oh.
Leroy comes up to us. He's like, dude, Liam Walsh is either going to win the title this year.
Dylan Walsh.
What did I say?
Liam Walsh. What are you doing, man?
Oh,
that's an off-road guy.
Dylan Walsh. Or he's absolutely going to cartwheel. He's like, dude, the guy looks 10 seconds faster than Webster. That's the first thing your dad said to us when we came in.
So if Leroy said it, I feel like it's going to happen.
Yeah. Well, he's my pick. I've seen those boys training out at PBI.
Well, yeah.
And
they look good.
Huh?
They look good.
Dylan Walsh especially just looks unbelievable. And I've got so many people come up to me and go, who's that guy? Who's that guy?
Yeah.
It's Dylan Walsh.
The reason
because he looks so fast.
The reason I'd said this might not yet be the year for Cosford is because of Dylan Walsh.
Yep.
Like, that guy, you know what I mean? He's raced GPs in America, in Europe. He's been in America for so many years. He's been at the pro level for so long. I think he's coming in just to...
Well, and okay, let's use this Luke Clout comparison at the moment. Like Dylan Walsh, I think, was a 10 to 17 place guy in 250 Supercross over there. It's pretty good. I think he had a season best, maybe a 12th or something like that.
Yeah.
12th overall. I mean, we look at where Clout is and we know what Clout can do. Chuck Dylan Walsh on a 250, which is what he's used to riding, unlike Clout.
Yeah.
And you chuck him in with a lot of these younger riders, and he's raced this 250 for a long time, and it's been a KTM. Like, there's nothing new for him. He's just coming over here. The only thing new is the class and the competition that he's racing. He's at home.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything's in his favour.
Yep.
Yeah. And I hope Byron puts together more than the 1 round or the 2 rounds that he'll put together 2 races and he gets a podium. I think this is, like, I hope he just gets that consistency because every year he shows a flash. Like on the gas, he come out at Wonnie, gets a 3rd in the first Moto DNF or Traralgon.
He's had some massive crashes though.
That's what I'm saying. Like he's had a lot, go wrong. I just want that guy to piece it together for a year. Leave it the year healthy. Had a big building year last year. I want him to, finish the year healthy, good championship points. You know what I mean? Just, yeah.
All right, last one. Reed Taylor aboard the Husky, the Raceline Husqvarna, won races when he was on the Cowie, had some really unfortunate luck with like leading races and having the bike blow up in the last lap, bike blow up on the line. You know, obviously that was all him, not the Cowie.
Yeah, no, it had nothing to do with that Cowie. That's the way he rode it.
That was just a very bad year. I don't think it was sort of typical of representative of the bike. It was just...
They had some pretty freak accidents.
Yeah, for sure. And it was different things each time, so it wasn't... We know how fast he can go. He's another one of these riders that has a chip on his shoulder. I think, for me, one of the reasons that he had bike failures is because he's the kind of rider that likes riding on the limiter.
Yeah.
Like that bike doesn't get a chance to breathe.
No.
Where do we see Reed Taylor in this mix, considering that he has won races before?
Come out, Redcliffe, looked good on that Husky.
He did.
Unfortunately, goes down, breaks his wrist. Like, we haven't seen him race motocross in Australia for a while now. I don't know.
Does he come back faster?
I don't see it.
The same?
Like, if we compare him to Connolly when they were in the States together, they had a big gap. Like, I know Reed got on that ProMX Yamaha, and I know he had some injuries over there, and he broke his thumb and this and that. Like, so it's hard to kind of compare apples with apples, but I don't see him coming in and rolling these guys like the way he did 2-3 years ago. You know what I mean? I think, look, do we see him pull a whole shot and hold the lead for 10 laps? Absolutely. Does he? He could get a race win because he is that fast. But I'm not seeing him round in, round out, putting himself up there. Yeah.
Seth, do you agree?
Yeah, I'm honestly not too sure. Yeah, him in the US was just a bit of a letdown, but he had a bunch of bad luck with injuries and whatnot. Last time I just remember seeing him racing was 2024 at Maitland, round 4. And
That's the round that stands out for me too.
Yeah, I remember, I think it was in second most of the moto, and just is with first just the whole time. Just was ripping.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if we get to one of those harder pack tracks, and like if we could get to Canberra. I know he just raced Canberra. I don't know the results. I haven't seen anything from there. That may be a good insight to how he stacks up. But those harder style tracks, or those tracks where that guy's corner speed, he can just turn off anything. Like, he just is that committed. So, I don't know. He's as good as the best of them, but I don't see him showing up with his best that consistently, unfortunately.
All right. So, give me your top 3 for MX2. For ProMX for the championship.
I think we go Walsh, Cosford, and then I'll probably put Ryder Kingsford in third. I think he's just got that. Like, we know he's a championship level rider. I don't think he's gonna be the bee's knees with that Honda. I could be wrong. He could come out and wax a run, and I have to eat my words. I just don't think that decision is going to translate straight away to a championship.
Seth?
I can go Dylan Walsh. The odds are in his favour. I don't know. I reckon Larwood sees his speed's really up there. Just maybe his consistency might let him down. So I think I'd put Kingsford in front of him. But I do think Larwood will have better results the first half or quarter of the season. But he has a bit more ups and downs rather than Kingsford. So I'd put Kingsford second, Ryder Kingsford, and Alex Larwood third.
It's interesting. See, I've got Dylan Walsh first. I've been singing his praises since even late last year. I see Alex Larwood as potentially having the consistency to contend for this championship, and so that would put Alex in second.
He was good in the Supercross. The only thing I can remember from last year was at Gilman. He had a first turn crash, and I remember he really hurt his knee. He was almost laying on the ground for like a whole lap. And then all of a sudden he just got up and just continued going again. That's the only thing I can remember of him being inconsistent. I can't remember if there was any other occasions or not.
Yeah. And in third, I'm going to put Jace Cosford.
Yeah.
But I reckon Cade Kingsford.
You reckon he'll be fourth? Should we?
Yeah, I think Cosford and Cade.
I'm putting Cade top 5.
Cade will be
top 5.
The next guy, I reckon.
I think I feel like Cade would be top 5 because that guy can start. He'll be up there every weekend, and he's not afraid. Like, they say it all the time. Winning races is a skill. Like, being comfy out front. The guys come off a year of doing it. Ryder's done it. Some of these other guys to make the jump, I think that's going to be their hardest variable to be comfortable being up front consistently.
The coolest thing about this class, so I'm just going to reel off some names here. So Alex Larwood, Ryder Kingsford, Cade Kingsford, Noah Ferguson, Ryan Alexanderson, Jace Cosford, Byron Dennis, Dylan Walsh, and Reed Taylor. So that's 9 riders. I could see any one of them winning a moto.
Oh, 100%.
100%. Yeah.
Like any
100%.
one of them. I would not be surprised if one of those guys won a moto.
Yeah, that's what's so mental. But then you can name another 10 riders that are like, oh, yeah, you go top 5. Oh,
Or podium. Yep.
Yeah, you podium. Like,
Yeah. Well, we'll cover that in the next show.
Yeah.
Zane. When we talk about some of the privateers and satellite riders. All right, we're going to wrap this one up soon. So we're going to move on to MX3. So for the factory guys, Honda. So far, I messaged you, Reeve, earlier. Heath Fisher is confirmed. He's a Townsville racer. I didn't know much about him, so I had to do some research, but he's been over in the US.
he's actually next door neighbours with Jack Miller, the MotoGP rider.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So probably rides at Miller's little compound
Yeah,
up there.
because I don't know if you know Brandon Plath. He won the Junior Worlds in 2018 on a 65,
Yep.
Aussie kid, and Zach Watson they all originally live like an hour away from each other.
So
There's a little fun fact for you.
Yeah. Well, he raced Loretta Lynn's in 22 and 24
Yeah,
over in the US. In 22, he did actually really well. I think he had some top 10 results over there.
yeah,
So definitely no slouch. I was pretty impressed watching him race at Wonthaggi recently just for that preseason race as well. I know there was some few people that were expecting him to be a bit faster, but I actually thought he looked pretty good.
yeah,
Big kid too.
yeah.
Yeah, because I saw the 14 and I was like, oh, is that Jack Kenny? It's like, no, not Jack Kenny.
No, not this year. Yeah,
yep.
so no, it should be good. I think he's last year MX3. Yes.
I would imagine so, yeah.
Yeah.
Urive said there is potentially another rider. I thought that might be Tommy Doble. We saw him win an Australian junior title last year. Was absolutely phenomenal on the bike. Do you guys know anything about that?
I heard there's a little bit of contract disagreement on what Tommy thought was best for him versus what Urive felt was best.
So he might not be the...
I don't think so.
Yep.
Last I've seen, Tommy put up a photo of him on a gas back in Thor gear and said, thanks Steve, run back at me for the 2026 year. I think he's doing another year in America. I think that's where his heart lies.
Yep.
I don't know the specifics. I just think that those two I don't think their eyes aligned, and I don't think either of them have too much of a chip off their shoulder. I think they're pretty happy to shake hands and walk separate ways.
All right. Monster Energy, WBR Yamaha, Jack Devison and Hayden Draper. So that's going to be cool to see. So we'll talk about that in a second as well. For Kawasaki, no official MX3 team
Yeah, I know.
this year. So I think they've just got some Team Green.
Yeah, I believe so. We've got a
Nice.
Team Greens going strong. I'm not too sure in the MX3 department. But yeah, I know that I don't know how true this is, we might have another Kiwi kid coming over.
Yep.
I think that's a big maybe. It's Maz Parks, I believe it was. He come over for the HMX, Cowie, New Zealand. Pretty fast young kid. He got 5th at HMX, or 5th or 6th, around there. Was ripping in one of the motos. He actually borrowed my race computer, so take that claim quickly.
Send you a check after that one?
Yeah, it would have been 10th without that.
Yeah, exactly. So, we can't, kind of just helping keep people afloat, but it is what it is. No.
Taking 50% of his bonuses for that.
Oh, I took 80%.
Jackson Fuller for KTM.
Oh, is he still MX3?
Yes.
Oh,
Wow.
moly, that kid's fast.
Been in it
And,
for a minute.
Yeah.
Gas Seth Thomas, who is doing his first year in MX3.
Yeah,
He's going to be good.
that kid is fast.
All right, so MX3 from the factory guys. Who stands out for you guys? I'm going to say straight off the bat, he was awesome last year. He's quiet. He's soft-spoken. He's moved to Yamaha, and he still looks bloody good. I think Jack Devo
Yeah.
has got this year just about wrapped up already.
I would have said that until they announced his teammate, Hayden Draper. I think it's going to be a Yamaha 1-2.
Yep.
And I don't even think it's going to be close. Draper just won the MX2 class in New Zealand and smoked those boys, realistically. I think he won like 70% of the motos, and he got second at AJMX behind Tommy Doble. I think he's going to be, I think those two are just going to go at each other all year. But I think the gap from them, I think, is actually going to be a little bit bigger than a lot of people think.
It's going to be cool when we get to the next show and we talk about some of the privateers and satellite riders, because there is some big names, up and comers in that group.
Yeah.
And I'm curious to get your thoughts and see if you think anyone can challenge those guys. So, but at this stage, you reckon?
I think those two are going to run away. I think though the next group, like your 3 to 8, 3 to 10, is just going to be your standard MX3. Whoever gets the better start, interchangeable carnage, just
straight brawl.
Young kids just swinging for the fences on 250s.
Did we mention Jet Alsop at all?
No, he's MX2 now.
Yeah, wow. So he didn't get...
No, he's on a satellite team, so he'll be on the next show.
Yeah, he's MX2 though.
No factory gig for him.
No factory
Is
gig.
he ride red?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's on the Pro Honda team for next year, which is a satellite team. I think he's getting a little bit of extra support.
Yeah, from what I heard.
Yep, so he's sort of halfway between that and a factory team.
Yeah.
But
they've got a lot of good guys over there.
They do.
Yeah, they got 4 very well riders for MX2.
But what about the MX3?
Yeah.
Where do you reckon Heath Fisher stacks up?
I don't know. I didn't watch all the motos from the weekend at the Gippies, but the ones that I did watch and see, it didn't really
stand out.
Didn't really stand out compared to the others. No, Devo definitely, from what I saw, got better results.
Yep.
So did Devo race the Sunday? Because I wasn't there Sunday.
I think so. I think Fisher did too. I remember Strody going racing with Fisher like the whole moto, or one of the motos that I watched. I was like, yeah, wow.
See, he didn't stand out to me until I found out afterwards that he's MX3 age.
Yeah.
That's where I was like, ooh, because he's a big kid. And I thought he must be like a Kiwi or something, because I hadn't seen the name come over. Might be racing some ProMX. So, to put it all together and find out that he's racing MX3, I thought, this could be interesting.
Should be good.
Yeah, that is true. We are comparing him against guys that are older.
Yeah. But the problem is you got her now. Like, look at what Cade did to the class.
Yeah.
Jet, Alsop as well. Like,
and then you got to think about it for.
Actually, you say that. Look at Strody at the first round of nationals last year.
Yeah.
4th.
Yeah. Battling for third,
at Wonthaggi.
Yeah.
With Jet Alsop.
Yeah, leading Jet for most of that moto.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If Strody had the year that he should have...
Hang on. We're going to get to Strody. We're going to get to Strody. No, this is all about the factory guys. All right. So
Strody's factory in my heart. All right.
So you got Devo wrapping up the championship?
Nah, I got Draper.
Draper?
I want Devo too, but I think Draper gets it done. I think Devo, and then I think Seth Thomas.
Wow.
Yeah.
The young kid.
Yeah.
He's only like 13 or 14.
Yeah, 14. I think he's 15 this year.
15 this year. Really? I didn't realise he was that old.
Ooh.
He's tiny.
He was he just gone big wheel in 2023, so he would have been 12. So yeah, 15. He's 15 this year.
Yep.
So he's because he was red plate last year, so he's first year black plate. So he's got another year juniors after this.
Unreal.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, wow.
Wait, I remember he trained with us at Rosebud on the senior track. 2023, he was on an 85 big wheel. I was on a Kiwi 250. I thought I was ripping. We come in from a moto. He was only 4 seconds lap off me on the deepest sand track in Australia. And I thought I was ripping. And that was the day I nearly retired.
And what, he was on an 85?
85 big wheel. On like a gnarly whooped out sand track.
Yep.
And that joins deep.
Yeah. And then I went on the next weekend to go score points in an MX2 class. Like, it was wild. Like, that kid is special, man.
Yeah.
And that's a good family. He's got a good head on his shoulders as well, that kid. So they're definitely playing the long game. And, yeah, I don't think they'd even care if he got 7th this year. Like, they've got...
That's what Matt Boyd said. He has the potential and the support and the following, I think, to
go
and win a world championship at some stage.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he can ride Supercross too. So
oh, yeah.
Yeah, we've seen that happen. So, all right, so who have you got, Seth?
I reckon I've got Devo up there. He was going really good at the Wonthaggi Gippies. I haven't heard or seen of this Draper kid.
Yeah, he's a New Zealand kid. He come over for AJMX. First time I heard of him.
Yeah.
Got second, and then just won the New Zealand MX2 Championship. He's
wow.
another Ben Townley-esque prodigy.
Another Davies.
Davies in the making. So
yeah, well, I guess this kid sounds pretty good. I'd have to have him for second. And Jackson Fuller's still in the MX3 class. I've seen him put in some decent motos and maybe results. I can't exactly remember if he's finished the results, but I remember definitely good motos or like start to motos. So I reckon I could see him battling up there more rather than not.
Yeah.
I think Jackson Fuller's a good pick too. I think just for experience, I'd be putting him up there.
Yeah.
Out of this group, so I think I might go with you, Zane, and put Draper, then Devo, and Jackson Fuller as the top three in this group.
Yeah.
Though I
And
think
then
when
you'll
we
see
get to
some
the satellites, I don't know.
I definitely know there's going to be people you're going to throw names at me, and I'm going to like change everything.
Yeah. Well, I think out of this group, I think we've got some pretty solid picks, but it's a very small number. But once we start looking at some of the other riders in our next show, I think it may change. There may be some doubt creeping in. All right, before we wrap up this episode, do you have any other sort of thoughts on the factory guys? We didn't actually go through it, so just quickly, who's your pick for MX1 for the championship?
Webby, my boy Webster.
Does it again?
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
3 Petes?
He's got 2 working hands now. That guy can't touch him.
He's hard to beat. I'll go Webster for sure as well.
All right. I think Webster's got the dog in him, but I reckon this might be Beaton's year this year.
Going devil's advocate?
Yep. So
it's going to be close again for sure, I reckon.
Yep. I think Beaton's got Dakar on his back now, cracking that whip. So I think maybe that's what it's going to take.
I think as well, like the chip on Jed's back, like he's come off an injury, had a lot of time off. I think like no destination after parties he's got to worry about. Or like I think he's just got one goal, where Webster's still got America on his mind. He's got nations on his mind. I think that they're the only things that are playing into Jed's hands.
Yeah, because Jed's signed till 2027, isn't he?
Yeah, he's got this year next.
Yeah, so he's just like, only thing on his mind is this championship. I want it.
Yeah.
Where I feel like Webster might potentially be looking into the future.
Yeah, and I think he's going to America mid-season again, or just after. I don't know the schedule, how that's all working.
Do some races over
there. Outdoors?
Yeah. So, yeah.
Alrighty. It's going to be cool to see. It's only a few weeks away. So that brings us to the end of this episode. Massive thanks, Zane and Seth, for joining me in studio for this one. We're going to be back with our privateer show very, very soon. So, guys, keep an eye out for that. If you like this episode, make sure you give us a positive review on your favourite podcast platform and subscribe to Mental4Moto so you don't miss the next show. Thanks to our partners for this episode, Fastline Suspension, Southeast Pools, Iro Helmets, Ultimate Toy Haulers, and the March sponsor of the Mental4Moto Motocross and Supercross wall calendars, which feature both of the boys sitting in front of me.
Yeah.
Horsham Motorcycle Club. And most of all, thanks to you guys for listening. On behalf of Mental4Moto, I've been your host, Pete Wolf. Until next time, see ya.